rat.
Hello. Okay, the mic was muted. God, I hate that about OBS. They like to change my settings all the time. Welcome, welcome. Hopefully, everything's going well for you guys. Today is a Sunday, so probably just a shorter stream. Want to get some story done. I know we're falling a bit behind. We've been spoiled a little bit for the event, but let's get this done. We got a quest to go to. Yes, we actually have a lot of quests. We have the interlude, and we have this one as well. We have a lot of story missions we can do, so maybe we'll do those. Yeah, that's like we got quite a number of these, and some of them I can't do, like this one. Yeah, so it forces you to do another story quest, which is kind of annoying. So for now, I guess we'll probably just get away with doing probably. Why don't I use the pet? Damn, no pet. Alright. We used to hang gliding.
Wait. This place, it's familiar.
What about it? It looks pretty normal to Paimon. Was it like this hundreds of years ago too?
Yes. The forest has barely changed from how I remember it. There is very little human activity here after all. Let's search the area and see what we can find.
Okay.
Is this a field? It must belong to whoever owns that house over there. But it looks like it's been abandoned for a long time. You could be forgiven for thinking nothing was ever grown here. Or, wait, maybe nothing ever was grown here. It's an extinguished bonfire. Forest rangers, perhaps? Looks like it's been ages since it was last lit. And clearly they put it out carefully to prevent a forest fire, too. That's responsible.
Nothing else stands out in this area. All that's left is that building. Come on.
Wait, we're just gonna go barging in? What if someone's home?
Unlikely. There are no signs of life in this area. We should be able to enter without incident.
If you say so. Well, you lead the way then, Dane.
Time to act.
This dude loves trespassing. What's going on? Domo.
Huh. So there really isn't anyone home. Ugh, this place is so dusty. Paimon bets no one's lived here in years.
Investigate carefully. We mustn't miss a single detail.
This bed looks pretty ordinary. Huh. There's nothing underneath it either. What sort of person would want to live here? It's so dark and damp. Can't be all that comfortable. There's a box over here. Why don't we open it? And by we, Paimon means you. Paimon's just scared that whatever's inside might bite her fingertips off. Huh? This is a mirror. It's broken too. Was this a makeup box? That's kinda kinda disappointing. Paimon was hoping we'd uncover some super big secret, especially after Dane talked this place up. Hey, look! It's a bull! Guess whoever used to live here liked to cook, huh?
Can't you smell it? There's a heavy scent of medicinal herbs in here.
Oh, so it's a medicine bull?
Hmm.
Seems you're right. You've got a good nose on you, Dane. Doesn't look like there's anything else worth our attention here. You sure we're in the right place, Dane?
My memories are quite foggy, but my subconscious and instincts both assert that something once happened here. But we'll exhaust ourselves if we search aimlessly. I hear noises outside. Let's go and check.
Noises? Is it...
It's not much. Just some minor adversaries.
Signs.
Time to
monsters? Wow, Dane's ears are sharp, just like his nose. He's in surprisingly good shape for a 500-year-old. Although for someone who's as full of surprises as Dane, it's hardly a big deal. Anyway, let's beat up these monsters!
I doubt that the appearance of those monsters was wholly random. There must be something nearby that attracted them. A ley line anomaly, perhaps. But it seems to be more than that. Okay. I'll go slightly further out to investigate any issues with the nearby ley lines. I might be a while. You should wait for me
Bro,
here.
I don't want to wait.
You're going alone? You better not be trying to keep some secret from us.
Your suspicions are as banal as they are unwarranted. I merely think that this house should remain the focus of our investigation, and as such, someone ought to stay here and keep an eye on it. Not to mention that if even forest rangers are capable of investigating ley lines, I will be more than able to handle it alone.
Fair enough. Guess we'll just camp out here then.
Bro.
Good thing there's a bonfire over there. Let's make ourselves something to eat. All this running around has made Paimon real hungry.
You don't run, bro. This is lying. This is lying.
Your cooking is as good as ever. Even if there was no other reason, the food alone would be enough for Paimon to stick with you. Changing the subject, Dane's taking forever. He said that there might be an issue with the nearby ley lines. How bad do you think it could be? We came together, but
I'm
now it's
wrapping
back to just being
myself
the
in
two
a
of us
blanket.
again.
It's too cold.
You know, now that Paimon mentions it, we really have spent lots and lots of time together, haven't we? So don't take this the wrong way or anything, but do you ever get tired of Paimon being around? Oh, you stop it! Now you're embarrassing Paimon. So, next question. Don't know if it's okay to ask this, but Paimon's curious. What was it like traveling with your brother? The stars? Wow. Yeah, Paimon understands. Being separated without even knowing the reason why, it's just terrible. But we'll find the truth together. Sure as Paimon's your guide. Just you wait, Heavenly Principles. And you too, Teyvat. You know what? We've talked too long about this sad stuff. Let's talk about something happy instead, 'cause if you're sad, Paimon will be too. Alright. It's getting dark, so why don't you rest? Paimon will take first watch. Don't worry, no monster's gonna come and eat you up.
What?
Oh, come on! Don't say that! Paimon just wants to look after you for once. Nighty-night. Go on, shoo! Off to sleep!
Hey, time to wake up. The sun has risen.
Dang, jump scare.
What a deep sleeper. You do know that we need to... Tear stains. You dreamed of your sibling last night, didn't you? All right. Rest here a bit longer then. I'll head into the forest to investigate.
Bro, what is happening? Either a Paimon jump scare or we're invading in someone's home.
Off we go.
Halt! What do you think you're doing? This place is not whatever you think it is. Nor should you be poking your nose into my business. Begone! Your travel companion. You mean the one that was keeping watch by your side last night? Your companion departed for the forest early this morning. That much I saw with my own eyes. What business is that of yours, All you need to know is that I claimed this place first, and what I do here is none of your concern. Do I make myself quite clear? Leave. Well, what are you waiting for? If you must, suit yourself. I've been observing you, and you don't look like a forest ranger, nor someone from the academia. Still, I'm warning you, no funny business. Promise me that, and you can do as you please. Okay, fine. Whatever. Just move aside. I'm heading in. You... Oh, go on then. Have it your way. I knew I wasn't going to be able to hide this anyway. Just come in. But no overreacting to anything you see in here, okay? You understand me? Come on then.
It's gonna look completely different when we walk in, bro. Okay, never mind.
Mind your own business. And don't worry, he isn't aggressive. How could he be? He was too young for anything like that. So don't you lay a finger on him. Just find yourself a corner to rest if you're tired or cold.
What is happening?
You know Conria? Who are you, exactly? And how do you know I'm from Conria? Do you worship a god, traveler? Sounds like you've had an eventful life. All right, well, my name is Ida, and you are correct. I was once Conrian. I apologize for my earlier hostility, but you must understand, as far as I'm concerned, humans who do not worship the Seven are nigh extinct. And all who place faith in the gods are my enemies. That may be. But the fact is that chances to talk to people like yourself have been few and far between since the cataclysm. This wretched curse of immortality. Who knows how long I must continue to suffer like this? The curse. It was a little gift given to the people of Conria by those vile gods. We lost our home, our loved ones, everything. The agony of the cataclysm itself was already too much to bear, but then came the curse, robbing us any chance of release. All we can do is watch helplessly as our souls erode and our bodies decay. Because, although Conria began with a single bloodline, it was a home to others too. Any who forsook their gods and came to Conria were welcomed as our fellow citizens. When the cataclysm came, we pure-blood Conrians were declared the greater sinners. Upon us, the gods placed the curse of immortality. But those whose ancestry belonged to the domains of other gods were punished with the curse of the wilderness as they fled, turning them into monsters. He is Kari Bear, my illegitimate son. How times have changed. I can say that out loud with no consequence now, but it was once a matter of unspeakable shame. I was a noble of Conria, by blood, but I resented the life that my family had arranged for me. Then, one day, I met a beautiful woman amongst the people. Her roots were in Mondstadt, but that mattered not to me. It was love at first sight. Kari Bear
Down bad.
faced great hardship from the very moment of his birth. All due to my selfish desires, and I was never able to be there by his side for any of it. After all that, he turned into a hilly troll right before my very eyes. I always owed him much, and now at least I can finally be close to him. She was. We were separated. I do not wish to dwell on it. It could be worse. I suffer the pain of loss because I once had everything I could wish for. And now that I have lost almost everything, the little that remains I see with new clarity. If nothing else, at least I still have Kari Bear. Yes, that reminds me. I only returned here to check on Kari Bear, but I do have other things I wish to do. You may come with me, if you're so inclined.
Damn, so it's beating the shit out of hilly trolls. It's just beating the shit out of people.
Over here. I'm sure you're wondering why I brought Kari Bear here to Sumeru. Well, it's because he needs a medicine that can only be made here. One which will help him to recover his clarity of mind. I do not hope to break the curse. I am well aware of my powerlessness against the punishment of the gods. But it is said that this medicine is imbued with the power of Sumeru's god of wisdom and can awaken the mind from a state of deep stupor. It has been used in the past to treat cases of mania. I believe that it might just work. I read about it in a book. From the Royal Library of Conria. It was banned. I mean, since this medicine requires the power of the seven to work. In my youth, I disliked the life of nobility and craved excitement. I was leafing through some forbidden text and happened upon it. What other choice do I have? What exactly would you have me do, huh? The gods have already punished us. What does one more sin matter now? Never mind. As long as you understand. I'm sorry. I struggle to take control of my mood sometimes. Perhaps a consequence of having lived too long. As it happens, I am in dire need of some help to make this medicine. My hands don't have the dexterity they once did. I fear they may be decaying from within. All thanks to this curse of immortality. Okay. To start with, take this ingredient. Also, do you have any of Sumeru's regional specialties on hand? I believe they're called Kalpalata lotuses and Sumeru roses. Oh, wonderful! Oh, in that case, we have everything we need.
That shit's
This
easy.
is
Then.
the method for making the medicine. You just need to follow the steps.
Well, there's the road. And is this the lotus? There's the lotus.
Adventure time.
I'm assuming it's this. Oh boy, what did I just do? I just messed with my OBS. No. Oh, I minimized it, that's all. Okay. Hmm. I got the medicinal
Is it done?
drug.
Oh, splendid. Let me see. In all honesty, I do not know what the end product is supposed to look like. The banned book didn't feature any illustrations. Well, the moment has finally arrived. Curses. No! We need to perform one final step to complete the medicine. I said before that this medicine relies on the power of the God of Wisdom for its restorative effects. Which means we must pay a visit to a statue of the Seven.
Hmm.
Let's go. Bring the medicine with you.
Off we go.
Look at this statue. How can I bow before this thing? God of Wisdom, look at me! I will utter no prayer, nor will I sing your praises. You and your kind destroyed my home, wrought unfathomable suffering on my compatriots, yet here I stand before you. You cannot mock me more than fate itself already has. God of Wisdom, I seek not to disavow myself of the sinful blood that flows through my veins. I wish only to beseech you to have pity upon a young and unfortunate soul, my son, Caribert. He was turned into a monster before he had the chance to witness anything beautiful in this world. This is no fate for a child. If everything the gods have done was in order to have the impious people of Conria bow their heads, then I bow to you now. I have given up all I ever stood for. All I ask is for a tiny miracle. For Caribert to see this world once more. Please, God. I beg of you. I have made quite enough of a fool of myself for one day. Let's go.
I don't think the medicine's going to work.
Off we go.
I don't know.
Adventure time.
Chat, don't blow that.
Curry Bear? Well, we've prepared the medicine. We might as well try it. Curry Bear, it's me. It's your father. Curry Bear. Curry Bear, please say something. I'm sorry I couldn't be at your side when you were born. And that I failed to reach you and Mama in time when you both were suffering. But I'm here now. Papa's been by your side all these years. I've never left you, not once. Are you still angry with me, Curry Bear? I know you're awake now. Do you not want to talk to me? I'm so sorry, Curry Bear. Forgive me. Please, say something, anything. Please. Please. Oh, gods above! What more do you want from me? You took everything from here, and I still bowed to you. I'd give you my very life if only you cared to take it. But you won't even let me die. I knew it. I should never have trusted anything that had to do with the gods. I was just deluding myself. The gods of this world have never stood with humanity, not even for a moment. Other reasons. What do you mean? Huh. You really think so? Give up? No, never. And yes, you're right. I cannot let myself wallow in despair. Even if I must stay here with him for 50 years, 100, what difference does it make? I do not lack for time. Let's go. We'll make another dose. The most crucial ingredient in this medicine is the unusual mushroom, which makes things complicated, but not impossible. I grow them in that field. The details don't matter, right? Curb your curiosity and just do as I instruct. If you truly wish to help me, that is how you can do it. There is a waterfall near the statue I prayed at. I need you to collect some water from there around 2 in the afternoon. I'll be here watching Curry Bear. Once you're back, I will make some fertilizer for the mushrooms. Good. Then please head over when the time comes.
Why ain't that convenient? They changed the time for us. Let's go. What? I can't use my map, brother. Alright, fine. I wanted to use the teleporter.
you're back. Coribear's condition is stable. By which I mean he still isn't responding. Anyway, give me the water.
Strange. Mushroom water and water.
I need you to stand guard here for a while. Whatever you do, don't let any forest rangers approach the house. Understand? Good. I'll be back soon. The fertilizer won't take but a moment to make.
Rain cutter. Huh? Huh. No, my sword. Huh? Teamwork is
there's more
key.
of them.
Let the world come alive.
What happened? Was it monsters? Oh, thank goodness you were here. I couldn't have taken them on all by myself. I'd have to hide and wait until they were gone. Oh, yes, I've got the fertilizer. The effects can take some time to kick in, so let's get on with it. Next, we pick the mushrooms and repeat the same steps as before to make another dose. I trust you still remember the method.
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
Oh, sorry. I just, after resting in this field for a while,
My
my
mushroom grew so quickly.
thoughts began to wander. I have been so very wary for many years. If only I could fall asleep here in this field and never wake up again. I do indeed. That's why it was just a fleeting thought. Thank you for your help once again. And now, for the final step. Back to the Statue of the Seven.
Dude, this hang glider buff is so nice. I love the speed increase.
We're here. Let's begin. Wait a moment. Hey, what was that? Coribear! Oh no, he must have left while we were too busy preparing the medicine to notice. Come on, we have to catch up with him.
So that shit did work. Alright. That's good. Hello, Chad. Welcome to the stream. Welcome.
That's not Coribear. Right. Coribear's scarf was a gift I once gave to his mother. I use it now as a marker of sorts. My eyes must be going. How could I not recognize my own son? This decrepit body of mine. Yes. It doesn't seem interested in us in the least. It seems intent on walking in that direction. Where could it be going? Yes. The more we know about Hilly Churls, the better.
This guy's going insane. Insane style.
Race you!
Oh, they're going into the mess. Bruh.
Did it go in here? Well, let's head in.
I thought this was gonna be a domain.
What a ghastly place. Has it always existed? I swear I've never noticed it before. Huh. It looks like they're worshipping. Sometimes walking, sometimes kneeling in worship, and it appears to be in earnest. I've never seen anything like this in all my life. What in the world does this place conceal? Oh, there's only one way to find out.
I'm assuming we shouldn't get caught. Shoot. I don't want to fight you guys. But there is probably like a secret chest around here. Let me see. None right now. Oh my god. Luckily they're all melee. See, I knew there would be secrets here.
Race you!
They don't give gems, but boy, I was sneezing. Damn, can't open it. Alright, we continue.
Is this a teleportation device? What energy is powering it?
Oh, there's not problem.
Thanga, get them!
Time to shine!
I know there are secrets here. Let me see them. I do not see them. Okay. Fair enough. Am I supposed to jump down here? Probably not. World's slowest door. Oh.
Everybody stand! Let me read you a verse. Time to act. Huh? Let the world come alive!
Go, go, go. Get up there. Okay. I don't see any secrets down here.
Off we go!
There's a secret here. I'm following it. It's just not telling us to open it. I cannot climb this. Yeah, okay. There's probably a teleporter in there. Yep. How do we get up here?
Adventure time!
This maybe? Probably? We can try it.
How did I get on the ceiling? Did the room turn upside down, or gravity itself?
Interesting. Oh, doors open now.
Off we go!
Let me see if the rest. Let me see anything. Nothing.
It seems like I need to find a place to insert the rune.
It's two.
Adventure time!
I will be back. Let me flip this over.
Off we go!
This gate is still locked. This one is open with a chest. Oh yeah. Go through this, probably on the other side. Yep. There's the last one. Did this open up? Yeah, we can leave it to go one way. And we can just go down. I don't see any chests up here. Hmm.
Halt, humans! Fate has not granted you the right to enter this place. Do you insist on an audience? Very well. Then I grant you the trial of destiny.
This little bro think he's fighting.
Foolish mortal!
Base episode. Decrease stamina, bruh.
I'm going in! You're toast! Know my sword! Rain outlines your fate.
He's getting cooked.
Let my name echo in song! Let's light it up! Get them!
Why is he so much easier to kill than the pyro one?
Off we go! Let's light it up!
Noob.
Who was that? He was a perfect being. I'm in awe. He had the most wondrous aura, a perilous yet beautiful power. Oh, truly mesmerizing. And yet, you were able to defeat him. Oh, your strength is greater than I had imagined. Let's continue on. I find myself growing more curious by the second and more excited.
We really just ditched this son. Is this the way he came from? It is. Yay.
Adventure time!
I'm eating stamina food. I cannot. World's slowest door. Please. Thank you.
I think we've made it to the end.
Oh, dear creature, why do you bow down? For fear of the unknown, or for power that you covet? Oh, dear creature, why do you bow down? For I am no god, I am but a sinner. You are like a flower, born in sin, yet pure, spotless. I know your fate well. You need no longer hold back your resentment, nor accept the countless shall shed a tear at the end of time, as I gaze back upon your life.
What just happened? When I saw that thing, my heart was instantly at peace. I was overcome by a sense of awe or joy, perhaps. I am. I feel good. In fact, I feel better than I did before I came in here. How peculiar. Oh, is that so? All right, as you wish.
That place is just chilling here. What the heck?
Cory Bear! Oh, thank goodness! He's still okay. I have a strange feeling that what just happened was meant to be. For this to happen, right at the moment when I was dreading worshipping at a statue of the Seven, it's as if fate was calling to me. You say that I bowed before that thing, so perhaps it might be just as effective. Well, I have to try. No matter what, you said it yourself. I have to exhaust all options. Cory Bear?
What?
Papa?
Cory Bear? Oh, my goodness, it worked! It's a miracle! Oh, Cory Bear, my dear son! You see, it worked! Cory Bear can speak again!
Where's Mama?
Mama is... Cory Bear, look at me. Do you know who I am?
Of course. Your Papa.
Yes! Salvation! Sweet salvation! Yes, yes! This is what this feeling is. How do you feel, Cory Bear? Are you fully awake now?
Yes. It feels like I just woke up from a long, long sleep. I dreamed that I was hiding in a little room. I didn't dare go out the whole time, and I didn't want to either. Wait. My body! What happened to me? Is this me? Papa? What's happened to me?
Don't panic, son. It's just... While you were sleeping, we went into a fairy tale world. There's no more Conria here. No more home. But, do you know what that means? No more red sky. No more end of the world. In this world, you have to be a little monster, but you get to stay with Papa forever.
Am I dead?
No, of course not. Look, Cory Bear, you still have Mama's scarf on your arm. That means she's watching over you, protecting you. So how could you be dead? Yes, really. You've only just woken up, and this must all be very confusing for you. Just rest here for now. Things will get better. Oh, and you have to promise me something. Never take off your mask. Understand? Whatever happens, you mustn't take it off.
Okay, Papa. I won't. I promise.
Not since that day have I been so glad as I am now. I can't believe this is really happening. I knew that placing my hope in the Seven was a waste of time. I even worshipped at one of their statues like a common fool. Never before have I humiliated myself like that. Once a murderer, always a murderer. I was naive to think that the gods who conspired against us would ever offer redemption. But the god we saw in that cave, now that was a truly mighty god. Nothing like one of the Seven. That wondrous power, it was truly enchanting. Surely that must have been the reason I bowed down. Now then, after one beseeches a god, and the god responds by answering their prayers, should they, do something to show their devotion? Piety is hardly my area of expertise. But surely I should honor the god that has honored my wishes. A sinner? Oh, don't be absurd. You don't know a single thing about him. How dare you utter such blasphemy? You and I have both witnessed his divine power. When has the Seven worked a miracle like this before? Never! He is a god,
Revise my teeth when they
mightier than
die.
they, and yet you would call him a sinner. Oh, preposterous! No matter. Believe what you will. You cannot shake my faith. I am going to pay my respects with or without you.
We still have no idea where the hell Paimon Dane is.
Adventure time.
Oh yeah. Sneak attack! Ooh! Ah shit, here we go.
Off we go. Adventure time. Adventure time. Teamwork is strength. No, my sword. Ring
I
cutter.
guess.
Ha! Strike a pose. Ta.
Noob it down. I wonder if the chest respawn. It doesn't look like it. Okay. I'm back. Good shit, Goba.
Adventure time.
He's spitting hot fire. Where he at?
No. Impossible. What happened? The Hilichurl worshippers have disappeared too.
Hello?
What?
Come on.
Was it all an illusion?
Hello, Matt. Hold up. Can you hear me now?
Yep. Tang, why are you not eligible yet, bro?
Really?
Yeah. Can't give a
I thought I am. Do I have to like... Hold up.
That's true. Yes.
Oh wait,
can't
hold
have
on,
been
hold
an
on, hold on. Maybe
illusion.
I've never
I
done this
still
before, so I
feel
wouldn't
that
know.
See?
muscle
here.
and wondrous
And
power flowing through
nope,
my
does
mind
not
and
work.
body.
Yeah, I
It was
can't.
neither
Still
illusion
fucking
nor
can't.
coincidence, and
Now
certainly no
schedule.
dream.
What is the sub?
It was a wonder.
Yep,
Yes.
still can't sub.
A divine
What the flip,
I
man?
literally meet all the
Let's go,
requirements though.
traveler. There is surely a reason for its
I don't know
disappearance,
what to
and
say,
I
man.
do believe that someday in the future
It says I'm 8 out of 7
we shall
streets.
see it again. Could he really
It looks like
have
they don't give a fuck about you, apparently.
True.
not a god?
Path to affiliate complete. Yeah, but what now? That was 7 hours ago.
They got the free sub. It says go to the channel and click free subscribe. I don't fucking see it. Got the follow first, and then
Maybe.
it didn't do anything. Hey, Joe.
I'll take a
Are
look
you
at it
there?
after.
Where has he gone?
I'm in a cutscene right now.
Oh, you're here? Damn.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Maybe someone else came by.
Yeah, I'm
and found
doing
him.
hilly troll quests right now.
Yeah, I didn't like this
No.
one that much. It was
No,
pretty
it can't
interesting
have been
though.
that. There's no
Okay.
sign of a break-in and no sign of anyone having been here. This does not bode well. What if he's spotted by a forest ranger or an adventurer in his current state? They'd... Wait a minute. This isn't how we left it.
No, he looked at himself
Oh,
in the
no.
mirror.
Did he? The mirror, it's broken! He must have taken his mask off and seen
Dream.
what he looks like beneath it. Ah, if he'd just done as he was told! Ah, we have to find him.
My Draken gave me 20 primos.
It's
Yeah,
his
it did.
scarf. He
Let's
dropped
go.
it. Looks like we're going the right way. Come on.
I was already here.
1 sec, let me take a look at this thing. Affiliate. Yeah, meet all the requirements.
I don't know what to tell you, man. Looks like they don't
Let me
care about
see.
you.
Or I just need to like turn on something. Affiliate. Affiliate onboarding. You must enable. What is affiliate onboarding?
Your mama.
Okay, they want me to. They want me to enable 2-factor authentication.
You want to do that, or you can't do it on stream?
I don't know.
I mean, could you like just like hide your screen for a sec?
What, I just need to type in my phone number.
Or just, yeah, do it on your phone, I guess, or something. I don't know.
Alright. No, that's no problem.
Yeah, is it also asking for your SSN? Don't forget that. That's the most important part.
Yeah, I'll make sure to share the screen whenever that
If my
happens.
calculations are
Yeah.
correct,
That's you've
Wanwan
got to.
Bookhouse is due to receive a batch of new releases today. Might we add a small detour to our adventure?
It says they sent me a code to my number, which they have not done.
Well, wait. Are you sure you actually sent it too? Because you might not have sent it.
Curry Bear! Curry Bear! Where are you?
Yeah, I'll wait for when I get the phone notification. It says I sent it to my number, but it's not there.
Curses! Forest Rangers.
Hey! Who are you? We haven't seen you around here before. What's your business here?
Have you seen a hilly churl? A hilly churl should have come past this way. Have you seen it?
I asked you first.
Okay, you know I don't have
Don't make this
6
more
weathered
difficult than it
arrows,
needs to
bro.
be.
I have like 500 of them.
said, have you seen a hilly churl?
And not weathered arrows. Yeah, weathered arrowhead. Damn, I only have 160 of the,
Hey,
of the
whoa.
common ones? What?
Look, sir, there's no need to get so worked up.
I don't know.
There are hilly churls everywhere. What's the big deal? We see plenty of them out here.
Exactly. Matter of fact,
you're
we just
from the
took out a few
Cornwall.
of them back
Yeah,
there. Those dumb
Alright, that
boneheads.
should be good enough.
You
Alright, and
You-
my officials skills on 11.
Forest
Yeah.
Ranger scum! You spawn of the seven
don't
are all
feel
the
like-
same.
I don't feel like
I'll
doing
have
more
your heads if you so
for
much as
this
laid
guy,
a finger
yeah.
on Curry Bear.
Nah, I'm
You-
good.
You're
Okay,
raving
level
mad.
11 for our
You've got
skills,
some
good
gall
enough.
coming here to our nation, insulting the forest rangers.
Curse you all, Forest Rangers.
This guy is going nutty. He's going crazy.
I don't get it. Why make such a huge fuss over a few hilly churls? Makes no sense.
Oh, they sent me an email.
He'd only just
Oh.
regained his mind.
Yeah.
How could you do this to him? So tell me, Forest Rangers, did you really spare none of them? Did you really take out every last hilly churl you saw?
Jeez, you're really not gonna let this go. Fine, you weirdo. If you must know, I happened to cross paths with a solitary hilly churl when I left the team to, use the toilet. I was frightened at first, but it didn't seem to have any interest in me at all. It was just bumbling along in that direction, so I left it alone.
Yes. Wonderful. Wonderful. Let's go. We have to find him.
Wait, you're leaving? Not even a thanks for the info, goodbye?
Base. Yeah, I forgot I use a different password for Twitch than on YouTube.
Time to act.
You know, for my YouTube, I have
Body and mind.
three backup emails in case my main one gets hacked.
Really?
Yeah, so I have a backup email for my channel, and then I have a backup email for the backup, and then I have a backup of the backup of the backup, and they all have different passwords.
You remember all of them?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Curry Bear, stop! It's me. It's Papa. Whatever you saw, it was all a trick.
You know, I have the same password,
An illusion.
but I don't,
I
you know,
told you, we're in a fairy tale world now. Nothing here is real.
I
Please,
sometimes
Curry
forget it,
Bear,
because
come
like I might
back.
have this one
It's
uppercase,
time
but this
to
one
go
lowercase and
back.
something.
Hmm.
Gosh.
Curry Bear? How could this happen? He regained his mind. He must be able to hear me. Surely. Come, Curry Bear. We have to go home now. Papa's here to take you home, all right?
What is he?
Epic cutscene.
Papa,
Curry Bear,
Papa, I can't take it.
Fuck.
please, Curry Bear. It's my fault. I'm so sorry. If only I'd known.
Chat, don't question mark
It's all
me.
too much.
I just don't want to get hacked. I've gotten hacked before. I don't want to get hacked again.
Oh fuck.
I'm like 7 story missions behind, by the way.
I see. I understand now. Finally, it all makes sense.
Dang. I mean, I should explore Fontaine because it's so easy.
It's fun. I love hunting.
Ah, traveler, you're awake. Finally, we can rejoice together. Wait, no. Why am I still calling you traveler? Oh, I have known your true identity for some time now. I suspected it was you from the beginning. I had to talk to you to be sure. Oh, of course you haven't. With your status, you can hardly be expected to know all of us. In any case, I've been using a fake name this entire time. Ida is the name of a servant I once had. My real name is Clotar. Clotar Alberic. You saw it too, didn't you? Unmistakable, the power inside Curry Bear and the power of the one you call a sinner. It was one and the same. Yeah, I am positive now. It's the power of the abyss, isn't it? Oh, at long last, I have seen it with my own eyes. That is no business of yours. A sinner, yes. Salvation for a sinner can only come from a sinner. Curry Bear did not deserve his fate, but now it's wonderful. He will be able to weave his own destiny anew. Born into abject sorrow, he shall now become the loom of fate.
What is he talking about?
Sinister. Dangerous. Oh, I never imagined that you, of all people, would deny the abyss. How ridiculous. We once believed that you would bring new strength and hope to Conria. To us, you were the abyss. A wondrous mystery far beyond our imagination and comprehension. And the one who controls the abyss can control everything. We yearned for that future. We looked to you to take us there. But what did you bring us instead?
Yeah, Twitch ain't sending
Prince
anything.
of Conria.
I got the purple one.
Bro, we're gonna
Was
get
it
jumped.
just call me?
Ain't no prince. Clearly female. What is happening? Lumi just changed genders.
Traveler! Hey, traveler! Traveler!
Lumi just switched genders. What the heck? Bro, what?
6, 6. Okay.
Okay.
You're awake! Oh, thank goodness you're awake! Paimon was worried sick!
And we're back to being female.
Traveler? Traveler?
Mm.
What happened while you were unconscious? I checked the ley lines nearby. It appears that the Abyss tampered with them, and they've been in turmoil ever since. Information and memories flow within the ley lines. What did you witness? You mean Clotar Alberich? After founding the Abyss Order, his faith in the Abyss led him to do a great many things. But the curse of immortality continued to torment his body and mind. And in the end, neither his faith nor the Abyss he worshipped could save him. After 100 years, he lost his mind completely and was never seen again. Yet his dark legacy lived on. The defiled statue that we encountered previously was just one perverse product of his use of abyssal power during his life.
Oh my god, you gotta
You
be
could
fucking
say
kidding
that.
me.
He wouldn't be the Abyss Order's prince otherwise.
Are you alright? You have
You
a
take away my
troubled look on
energy?
your face.
Yeah, Twitch isn't sending me a verification code to my phone, so I don't know what's going on with it. So we'll have to wait to get two-factor set up for that.
So you saw his memories from centuries ago through your own eyes. It all but defies belief. Still, as I'd suspected, the notion of the Loom of Fate did indeed rear its head during that time. And it seems closely connected to Clotar Alberich's son, Caribert, and what happened to him. And yet your brother never breathed a word of this incident to me. I wonder, was that the moment that he decided to go down this path? Indeed. Clearly, this series of events sparked a long period of deep contemplation. This was where it all began. What is it?
The field? What does that have to do with anything?
You mean here? Well, let's start digging and see.
You scared the Duke out of Paimon! Did you rebury them yet?
A male and female skeleton, buried together. Interestingly, the male skeleton appears to have been interred much later, and it's holding a silk scarf in its hand. But what does this mean? And how did you know that there were bodies buried here?
Come on.
Oh, Brian's at work. Fuck.
What? That's
I want to play
impossible.
Pokemon, but like, I don't know.
Unless
I was gonna stream it because like I was
Clotar
getting bored.
Alberich finally found a way to rid himself of the curse.
But
Yeah,
I don't
join
know.
the Twitch gang.
No, I meant just like Discord stream. So I have.
I ain't
This is, like,
watching that.
This all raises far too many
I'm in the
questions.
streaming chat because I'm streaming, not because I'm streaming.
Search my
I am
memories for some
aware. I was
missing
just gonna ask,
pieces.
who do you think might be
We should
interested?
part ways here.
I mean, I think Barat would probably, just
You're
because
just
it's
gonna
Barat. I
leave?
mean, I don't have a whole lot else.
You can ask
Come with
him.
us, you know?
It's better that we split up
Well,
for
maybe
now.
he'll hop in a call
I
at
think
some
that
point.
he might have seen you.
Who's
And then I will.
he?
But, I mean, I don't know. Anthony,
Yes,
I think, just
I
hates
have
the
my
game at this
suspicions as
point.
to his identity,
Uh,
but I need to confirm some other details before I can be sure. If the time is right, I will tell you when we next meet.
What do
I
you
mean,
mean
I
that
think
he
that's
saw
about
the
everyone who
traveler?
usually
How is
gets
that
on,
possible?
more or less.
I fear that while these things would limit anyone else, They are no obstacle to him.
What? Why? What is he?
All right, let's leave it there. Get some rest.
So let's see.
Goodbye.
Okay, I just
There
read the
goes
meme in
Dave.
the meme
And
collage.
just like that, he's
The
back to being the two of us again,
replace the
huh?
4 letters of your name with fuck. Fuck my fucking
What is it? Huh?
I am my.
Let's go! Quest completed.
What are you playing? Hire
Genshin.
something. Boo.
Don't boo me, I get more viewers than you think in Rafa streams.
It was like, how long ago? 5 years? 10 years? It wasn't even on Twitch. It was fucking YouTube stream.
Yeah, so it's even better. You got the bigger audience on there.
I've always seen YouTube streams pull less viewers.
That's because YouTube isn't meant for streaming.
So, why are you contradicting yourself then?
I'm saying we have the bigger audience there, but the community there isn't used to streaming. They're used to videos.
So a lot of them are just not interested when they see a stream. Basically, the way I react, I see some YouTuber I know streaming, I usually don't bother hopping in. I just rather wait for their videos if anything interesting happens.
You watch the VOD?
The VOD, if I'm bored, toss in the background or just stream highlights.
Oh my god, both of these guys are playing this, huh? To the way I go.
And I mean, I guess if you're fine selling your soul for views, that's fine too.
I don't have to do that.
Yes, because you also just like the game, though it's a dog water ass game.
Bro.
Alright, name one thing it innovates on.
Name one thing it innovates on.
Yep.
Elaborate.
What does the game have to make it stand on its own feet? What makes it stand apart from other games? What has it brought to the table?
Longevity.
So has every other MMO. Like, it's not
Yeah,
new.
but most of them aren't
longevity like
still
10 years
like contenders for Game of the Year.
What's up?
Yeah, but most of them aren't still contenders for ongoing Game of the Year.
To be fair, I don't think it deserves it, considering it has an if all it brings to the
You
table.
haven't played the game. You can't say anything.
You haven't. You can't think of anything else other than it's been around for a while.
No, it's a lot of fun. You just don't play it, so you don't
What's your
get
name,
to
buddy?
experience
Like to
it.
listen? Where are your mom and dad?
It's just a roguelike party dungeon crawler. Like, I don't know what you wanted me to tell you.
That's just
I
wrong.
literally asked,
That's
hey,
just wrong, but okay.
And I'm here because
Isn't
I remember when the game first came out, everyone just kept saying it was Breath of the Wild clone. And it's just, it's really fucking annoying. Because I'm like, you guys, none of you played the game.
Must be new to the city. Probably wandered away from his parents.
maybe in
and-
some of the mechanics it like
listen
ripped
to
off
me.
Breath of the Wild, but
I'm not
like
the one
not
who's
the game.
Oh, it has a stamina bar. That's crazy.
It has a stamina bar, and the only like way Breath of the Wild did.
Well, my
'cause
dad's always been
a lot
kind
of games have
forgetful.
had stamina bars.
In the
None of them
past,
quite like the
He
one
was
Breath
just
of
a
the Wild
little
has.
slow to react sometimes.
It is not even
Worried that it's
close.
getting more serious.
It also just feels unnecessary in Genshin Impact. Like, I don't know why they added a stamina bar.
She went out a few days
A
ago
lot
to
of the
gather some herbs
combat
from my dad,
balancing
but
is
she
based
still
off of
hasn't come back.
stamina.
Meanwhile,
Interesting.
my
Okay, so
dad's been getting
basically,
worse and worse.
it does what
I
every
remember
other
that the owner of
like
Bubu
Souls-like
Pharmacy
stamina.
always runs a clinic in Chingsa
like,
Village during the Lantern Rite.
it does what every
Like,
other
you need
game
stamina in
I'm gonna
order
take
to
Dad to Leyland Harbor
dodge.
to see him there.
to attack. Yeah, it does what Dark Souls does and what every other Souls-like
When we
does.
got to the city
Or
gate,
any other.
That
I
is
turned
how
around to ask the
stamina
local guy for
works.
directions to the
Yes,
pharmacy.
you need stamina to do
Then,
shit.
when I turned back around,
So personally,
my
I
dad was
don't like
gone.
the stamina
I
bar.
asked the
To
Millith
be
guys to go
entirely
find
honest
him,
with you, I
but
think it's
he
a
said they
bad
wouldn't be able to
addition to
send
the
that many
game.
people. So
It was
then
like
I
a
figured
cheap balancing
maybe I
mechanic,
could
but that's
ask
just
some other
me.
people in the city to help.
So
You came to the
I'll
right
ask the same
place.
question again. How has it
Where people?
innovated?
Isn't that
Why
right,
does it deserve
Traveler?
Game of the Year?
Music, storytelling. The events are also really fun.
Music doesn't make a Game of the Year.
I don't know, man. There were a lot of games that were nominated for that.
Standalone, like
Who's
music
talking about me
categories,
behind my back?
because
Chengsheng,
music is
Chi-Chi
its
meant
own
that as
form
a
of art, and
compliment. There's no
realistically,
need
it's
to be
supplementary to a game.
Hello, child.
You can't, like, if
You
you have a
mentioned that you were
shitty
looking
game,
for the owner
like a
of
good
Boo Boo
soundtrack
Pharmacy.
won't save it.
How might
But if
we
you
be
have a
of
good
service?
game, a terrible
You have a
soundtrack
talking
won't tank
snake?
it.
Oh,
Like,
are you Uncle Baiju?
That's
you
not
can still
true.
you can still win Game of the Year with a
Uncle
mediocre or
Kaiju.
even below average
Chengsheng,
soundtrack.
now's not
That
the
is
time.
not true.
My dear boy,
Yeah,
could you tell me more
the only
about
thing
your
you need to
father's
do-
You're
condition?
oversimplifying
As much as you
it.
can
If it was that easy, you would be making your Game of the Year right now.
Me? No, I don't have the skill set to, like, make a game like that.
I see.
You
And
know,
your
like,
family
the
lives
games
near
are made by
Qingce
huge
Village, you
teams
say?
of people.
I
Like,
visit patients
I'm
quite
aware.
frequently, but I don't recall ever
that's
seeing
the
you
issue
or
with, like,
your
individual
parents.
creators and, like,
Uh-huh.
the game market space.
My mom doesn't like meeting
That's
with
the
other
whole
Yeah,
point
but
of,
people,
like,
single
especially during
single
lecture time.
developers could
She
also
always
do
tells me to
well,
just
like
stay at
Lethal
home and
Company.
keep my dad company.
Yeah, but is Lethal Company Game of the
Is
Year?
that
No.
so?
Is it a
No,
fun
but
game?
it got
I-
nominated.
It
By
could
at
have
any
been.
some
It could
point.
have
chance,
been
is
Game
your
of the Year
mother's
somehow.
name
It could have been.
Jiangli?
Whoa, yeah,
It
it
didn't
is.
really innovate
There's
that
You
much,
know
to
my
be
mom,
entirely
Dr.
honest
Baiju?
with you.
There's no
I
way it was
certainly
gonna.
do.
That's
I mean,
Wei,
it didn't really
Chi-Chi,
innovate
are
too
there any
much.
pressing matters in the pharmacy at the moment?
It's one
Wei's
person
parents are old
developing.
acquaintances of mine, so I'm
Yes, but,
very
You
like,
eager to
play
assist
like
with the search.
fucking
Do
Baldur's
you have
Gate, and
time
then
to
you
join me?
have your expectations so high for everything else.
no, we're talking
Oh,
about Game of the
really?
Year here,
Well, that's
okay? Like,
wonderful. We are most
Yeah, and
grateful
how
for your
Pizza Tower
support.
got snubbed.
fuck
Chi-Chi and
is
I need to clear up
Pizza
the shop
Tower?
front first. But
Yeah.
once that's taken care of, we'll be
What is
right
it?
out to help you with the search.
See, this guy is not a real gamer, Chad.
Yeah, I don't have infinite
Thank
amount of
you.
time on my hands
Then I'll leave
to
you
play
to
every
handle the
fucking video
pharmacy.
game. So what is Pizza Tower?
Traveler,
And why is it worth
Paimon,
my time?
why don't you come with me and eye
Excuse.
you?
It's
Let's
a
start by talking
it's a
to the local
Wario
guards at the city
ware
gates, see if
kind
they have
of
an update.
platformer thing.
Okay. That I am familiar with. But why
It's
is it
really
deserved?
popular because it had a very unique art style. The story was pretty interesting. It's very like it leaves a lot of questions unanswered, so there's a lot of like theories about it, kind of like FNAF. And then I personally haven't played it, but I've seen a lot of people just like go crazy over it, like Anthony.
Oh, okay.
We searched to
I
the
see.
north, but
So
couldn't
then-
find anyone.
So
with
if you
fast
wanna
description.
if you wanna know more about the
That
game, you would have to
Yes,
go to
I know-
him.
I know who
The
to
city
talk to
folks say
now,
there's no sign
I
of him
guess.
either.
Uh,
We need to start looking further afield. But where are we gonna get the
But when it
people?
comes to games, or like to smaller games that I really enjoy,
Excuse me,
that
sirs.
I think
Have you
should have
found
been
out
Game of the
anything
Year
about my
were-
dad yet?
When did Ultra Kill come out?
Hey there, buddy.
Don't know,
Dr.
don't play
Baiju.
it.
What brings
Oh
you
no,
out
he's
this
not
way?
a real gamer, Chad.
The boy asked for our help. so
There
I'm
are
here to join
many
the
few
search.
things
Any new
that give me
developments to update us on?
enjoyment,
Oh, thank goodness.
and winning
We were just
50-50
discussing
in
how we're running out of
Genshin is one
manpower.
of them.
As for updates, I'm
Well,
sorry
see,
to say
Ultra Kill
that
is
we've searched the
what,
surrounding
I assume
area
a first-person
thoroughly,
bullet
but
hell.
couldn't find anything.
Wow, 10 out of 10
Guards at the
rating on
crossing
Steam.
up
The
ahead
fuck?
said
All
they
I'm
hadn't
saying
seen
is I
anyone
would
either.
rather have a
Don't
50
believe he was
CV
heading towards the
artifact
wooden plains.
rather than Mario
But it is
Wonder.
possible that he was
Damn,
bound for
these are some
Luhuapu.
crazy review scores. 10 out of 10 on
The
Steam
terrain
and
there can be tricky to
4.9 on
navigate.
fucking
Let's hope he
itch.io.
hasn't run into any trouble.
And then
I like how
95
Tony joins the
97%
stream
like
and now he's
reviews.
advertising games.
Will. Oh, great. We
Hey
can't
man,
thank you
you
enough.
said I don't play like
Sorry we
small
weren't
video
able to
games.
find your
I'm
dad,
literally
buddy.
like telling you the
That's
opposite.
okay.
I
Thank you for
I
just-
didn't say
trying.
that.
I just like.
I said your
games that
standards
play
are really high and it's unfair.
for a reason. I only have so much time to play video games.
You're
I
putting
can't
words
play-
in my mouth.
What's up?
You're putting words in my mouth. I didn't say I didn't say you didn't play small games. You clearly have. I've seen you
I
do it.
understand. Well, you said I have high standards.
No, I
also
said
said
you can't
that-
compare your standards from like AAA games with indie games and smaller developers.
And
Like
tell
that's
you,
not
I
fair.
get
They don't
wrong.
have the
I
same.
hold them to different standards. But Genshin isn't an indie game.
I did. I didn't say it was.
Well, no, we were talking about Genshin.
They have
And then
huge ass
you brought
teams
up
for it.
Baldur's Gate, which is another AAA title. See, they're the apples to apples,
Is it a
man.
title? Are you? No.
Are you trying to say Genshin is AAA?
Is it not? You consider
I mean,
it like
it might as well be.
Wait, what makes a AAA game a AAA? I thought it was like, was it not like,
Budget.
is it like a budget, right?
Yeah,
Was there
budget and development team.
I think there was
And
way more
considering how
budget
much
from the
money
Baldur's
Genshin has
Gate.
made over time, I assume it's
Yeah,
like,
because
increased development.
well,
Also, it could like be a
let's
AAA
think
game
about it.
during,
Let's
like,
think about
games
it this
like
way.
10.
Let's think about it this way. Was the team behind Baldur's Gate known before Baldur's Gate?
They made Original Sin 2. I'm pretty sure they also made the first two Baldur's
Huzzah!
Dear customer,
as
Yeah!
Funeral Parlor does appreciate
who
your
was the
patronage, but
Larian
you need
Studios?
to hasten the inevitable. Are
I
you all
just
right?
remember reading a lot about Original Sin 2, but I think Larian has other games.
Huh?
But yes, there are established AAA studios before Baldur's Gate 3. Why?
Okay, I think that determines whether or not if it's AAA or not. If they had like success prior to like the big game.
Maybe Genshin didn't start out as a AAA game, but considering how much money it's raked in, it has no reason not to have a AAA developer.
Oh no, it makes over 10 million per month.
Yes, it has no reason not to bring in a AAA development team at this point.
It's me.
Oh, so it could
To
like
continue adding content to the game, which I'm pretty sure they have.
So it could be, so it could
Yep,
upgrade
every-
to AAA, like bring its
every
lifespan, is that what you're
week
trying to say?
there-
I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Every week there's a new event in the game.
You were supposed to come to Liyue Harbor to see the doctor.
Every week to 2 weeks, each update has a bunch of story.
That's more than like some AAA like MMOs. Like that's more content than Destiny adds most of the time. Like, which is why I don't think
For
Destiny-
perspective, I started streaming 2 weeks ago, and I racked up roughly 20-something hours of streaming Genshin, and I'm still behind.
Sorry, Hutao, gotta dash. Dinner's on us next time.
Hold on a second.
I finished every event, so
You're not seriously thinking of taking him
He's
to
gonna hop
Bubu
on
Pharmacy
Smash
in
Bros.
this
But
state,
you know you haven't told me yet what it's like
What's the
bringing to the
problem?
table.
Come on, Baiju.
I already told
Don't
you.
tell me you haven't
Music,
noticed it.
cast,
Didn't your master teach you how to spot the signs?
story.
Why do I get
Hey
the
man,
sense
Destiny
that you
2 had a
spotted them
good
right
cast
away,
too, and
but
then
you're
man, did they
planning to
fumble the
use it
bag
for
with
your
that.
own ends.
So like, again, it doesn't necessarily
Use what?
determine that a game is good.
Paimon's lost.
So tell me about the story.
There are traces
What
of
makes
god
it different than
remains
every
in
other story
Jialiang's
told?
system.
Oh, yes, but
Well,
more importantly,
they
the
have
birth
separate
of an
teams,
outburst.
so
If that happens,
Genshin
the
and
consequences
Cyrail
will
have
be
separate
unthinkable.
teams behind it.
Paimon's sorry.
Mhm.
What?
The people that made Star Rail are behind Honkai,
There's
like
no
Honkai
need
Impact
to worry,
3rd.
Director Who. I have methods of
And
keeping them at bay.
Genshin is a different
the
team,
sworn
so
duty of all who
their
practice
storytelling is
medicine to
completely
cure
different from one
illnesses and
another.
save lives.
Okay.
What
The
reason
thing
would I
with
have to neglect a patient
Star
who
Rail
was
likes
right there in
to
front of me?
have
Besides,
generally more
it was
dark
my late master's dying
topics.
wish to be able to
They're
save
okay
this
with
patient in
swearing.
particular. Perhaps out of
And
respect for him, you could give me a day's grace
they
that I
also
have time
like
to
to troll the
Now
player
you're
base.
bringing my
Like they know
uncle
they
into this.
know who's playing the game.
Baiju, just what are you planning this time?
Mhm.
merely to cure this
Genshin
man,
tries to
nothing more.
focus
But of course, if you
lot
have any
on
doubt as to my intentions, you are more than
storytelling
welcome to accompany me to
over
Bubu
like
Pharmacy and monitor
anything
my
else.
activities.
So a lot of the characters, like every NPC in the game has their own like story and
You're
whatnot.
being unusually generous
Is it a good
today.
story? What makes it a good story?
Well, it's been building up So
Okay,
there's
deal.
5 regions
Why
right
not
now.
resolve anything
They're
by
planning to
eating
have
jolly
7,
yummy then? I'm happy to do it your way, but
but each
only for my
region,
great uncle's
all the
sake.
stories
And
have
the
been
travelers,
like
of course.
adding up to one another, so it's
You
just
must be
building up
pleased you brought the
off of each
traveler
other.
along.
Okay, so it's doing what
Otherwise,
Game of Thrones
this would
did
have
in
been
the
a much
first
more
couple
vexing
seasons, but
ordeal.
building
Well,
to
time
what?
is of the
Is
essence.
it just another
Let's get
war?
ourselves back to
'Cause
Boo Boo
that
Pharmacy at
story arc
once.
No,
punch.
we don't know the all the regions are now.
You
But
have 5
I
out of 7 regions. I would hope you could at least make a guess. Otherwise, that's not great
no, you
storytelling.
get. Well, the thing is that I'm not the most qualified to be talking about the story,
Blockages within
telling by how I'm a whole
cardiovascular
region
system.
behind right now.
Reduced blood flow and energy
Okay,
circulation.
but like,
I see.
story is
I
one of the most
suppose this
important
must have
aspects
caused
when
the
it comes to
cognitive
maintaining player
abnormalities.
interest in a video
Dr.
game.
Baiju,
So if
Mhm.
how
they
bad
fumbled
is it?
that,
Can you
I
cure
don't
him?
really have a lot of faith in Genshin as a decent game.
Baishu's a really great doctor.
Yeah, but you
He's
also
sure to
haven't
find a
played it.
way.
I don't
What's the
think
matter,
I can bring
Baishu?
it justice just from
Do
talking
you know
about
when
it.
your father first started displaying these symptoms?
I'm not sure. He's been like this for as long as I can remember. But it wasn't as
That's
You
bad as
already
this when I was
seen
still little.
you
I'm
already
actually
seen me
having
So
a
it's
talk
been
lot
a
of
about
long time
history,
indeed.
so
what's up?
you already seen me talk about history, or at least Matt has, and now I just go over a bunch of events that are like really important.
No. I have a treatment plan in mind. We can
Like the
start
Red
tonight.
Scare.
Come and see me again tomorrow morning.
They
I
have a
promise
Red
that
Scare
by
in
then,
Genshin Impact?
IU will find his father healthy and
They
lives on
basically
again.
do.
What's
They
a
got
red
dictators in
Dr. Baiju,
Genshin
thank you
too.
so much.
What's a red
If you
scare?
still have any misgivings, Director Who, please feel
like
free to
basically
hang
when the
around for
US
as
all they
long as you
focused on
wish.
was communism.
However,
Director
it
Who.
would be best if you step outside this room. A doctor must be able to focus
It's the best
when
quest.
treating a patient.
Who tells on the
Any
screen, Matt?
distractions
What
heighten
is
the
this
risk
screen?
of complications.
Yes, of course, absolutely. I'll just go and look at the flowers or something. But I will be back in an instant at the first sign
My
of
face when
something's
they
amiss.
hire YouTubers to voice
We can't do that.
characters.
Yeah.
See you
I guess
tomorrow,
that's
Baiju and
cool,
Chung Chung.
but
Bye for now,
still
everyone.
not enough to make me buy the game or play the fucking
Yeah,
game.
you don't have to buy anything, buddy.
Are you ready, Baiju?
Well, I don't know
Yeah, no
about
more
that.
Ready
fields.
as I'll ever be.
If,
I'm
if
used to
it's
it by
pay to
now.
be viable, then
Come on, let's get
I don't
started.
know.
You could just be like Henry, free to play God.
Does he even play?
Yeah. Henry, me, Aaron, JJ used to play, he's getting back into it. Brett,
All's well that ends well, huh?
Matthew,
You know,
But you-
Brian is getting
you
into Star
Baiju
Rail.
mentioned those
You know what you
people from
haven't
his
told me
past.
yet though is
What
why.
do you think they were like?
You mean why?
Why?
I have. You
Why
just
what?
refuse to listen.
Why what, Tony?
Why would
must
it be
be
worth my
curious
time
too,
to play the
right?
fucking game?
Let's go see what we can find out.
I already
Baiju
answered that
treating
question.
Ayu's
He's
dad.
I don't know, you didn't tell me a whole lot about the story, at least to get me engaged. As far as the gameplay goes, you haven't touched on it. All you've told me so far, it has good music and a good cast.
I said the gameplay is mainly story based. It's not too much on combat, although there is a bunch of combat scenarios.
Gameplay is story based. What I think of is immediately cutscenes. Like
Yes,
QTEs,
there's a lot of those.
Hello, you
That-
busy bees,
that's-
and what do you
I would
have to discuss
separate that
with
from
the funeral
gameplay,
director
honestly,
today?
unless there was just very little
Actually,
combat.
don't tell me.
So I
Let me
doubt.
Oh
that-
no, there's a lot of
From
combat.
the
They
looks on
sprinkle
your
it a
faces,
lot throughout
you've
the
got
story
some
quests.
questions for me.
So realistically, I wouldn't say the gameplay is
Guilty as
story
charged.
based. I would
So,
say
It is very story based.
the
Really
game
curious
is
about Baiju's
like-
Your
murder.
understanding
What was he
of
like?
each
Oh,
each
and also,
region
you
stems
and
off
Baiju
of the
can tell so
story.
quickly that Jialiang had
Yeah,
gun
that's
remains in his
that's how it
system.
And a lot of the events
I
also
thought I told you
depend
this before.
on how much you
One
know
funeral
of
parlor
the
was
story.
last founded to fight back
Okay,
against
but
the
that's
vengeful wrath
different
of
than the
gods
gameplay.
defeated in war.
The events are gameplay. They have like mini games
Well,
and
it
whatnot.
is a dusty old whole tale by this point.
Like the latest one, we got to play
Gods were acting up.
basically a sniper minigame and a bit of soccer.
To guard
Like
the
those
border
mobile ads you
between
see
life and
when
death.
you're going like a porn
These
site.
days, we
Yeah,
don't deal with the
those
wrath
kind
of
of
the
games.
gods anymore, but all
What
the
you're
relevant
describing
know-how
there
is
is
still
like
passed
lore
down to each
reasons for
generation,
why the game
so
is
we can
happening,
identify gods'
but
remains
like
when we see them.
that's
Okay,
not
kinda gets it
gameplay.
now.
Like
Wait, so how did Baiju learn to spot them?
having a reason and a
Almost
story for
certainly
why the
from his
gameplay
master,
happens is one
who
thing,
was also my
but
great
that
uncle.
doesn't
Baju's
make
master
it
was my grandpa's
gameplay.
younger brother.
Because
A
I
former
don't think
deputy director
I
of
wouldn't
Longshan
describe
Funeral Parlor.
Genshin as like a
Wow,
fucking
fancy that.
QTE-a-thon. Like
The thing with Genshin is that there's a lot of content now, whereas when like a year or two ago, people were complaining about the lack of content. So like when a new region came out, motherfuckers be speed running the entire region, doing every quest, and then going on Twitter to complain about the lack of content, even though they just sat down for 50 hours and played the game. But now there's so much content, it's really hard to catch up.
With him, but he couldn't convince him to
oh,
stay.
I don't mind that too
So
much.
my
But
grandpa
like,
inherited
do you
the
know what
funeral
Ashura's
parlor,
Wrath?
while my great uncle
No.
stayed in Chenyu Vale to
Have you
practice
played
medicine.
any other God of War games?
They never spoke to each
No.
other again.
Funeral director to doctor is a pretty big career change.
You ever you
Kinda
like
hard to
like you know like
imagine.
the story of the God of War games,
Why
Tank?
did it
Well,
drive a
I'm
wedge
not talking about the
between
story.
them for the
I'm
rest of their
focusing
lives?
like
That
on
seems a bit
specifically
extreme.
the like
If he had just become a
cutscenes,
regular
like gameplay
doctor,
/ cutscenes.
there would have
You
been
know what I'm
no
talking about?
issue.
So in God of
Yeah.
War,
After all,
like
the
when,
Wongshan
a lot of
Funeral
times
Parlor
after you
wasn't
beat the boss,
unlike
you
a
have
Yeah,
regular
you
doctor's
click a
clinic in
button
the
and then it
early
just
days.
starts like
you have the
cutscene.
boss fight and then you have the
According to my
boss
grandpa,
like
the
death
pharmacist they
cutscene, which
met
is its own
had a
like
very
little challenge
ominous
/
aura
gameplay
about
that
him.
in itself.
Yeah,
And on top
same
of
thing
that,
like Genshin.
the kind of
You have to press a
medicine
button
practiced in
at the right
Chenyu
time,
Vale
right?
tradition
Yeah.
No, it's not.
also
Bro, those are
demonstrated a lot of
QTEs.
things.
Those are QTEs.
Those I would consider
Don't know.
story
My
focused
grandpa didn't know the
gameplay. Like it
specifics.
takes
So
control
kind of
out of
like
your
how
hands.
Ultimate
Baiju was
Ninja
around me.
Storm does it.
He'd never tell me anything.
Wait, that
Kinda.
has it. That has it.
Even that
Yeah, you
sense
not play the story for that
definitely
series?
has something to hide.
Yes,
One thing
that
I
is
do know
exactly.
about
Yeah,
Baiju
But
is that
Ultimate
he's
Ninja Storm, like the
obsessed with
Naruto
the
game,
idea
right?
of
Yeah.
immortality.
yeah. Which actually,
whether
Tank,
that
remember
has anything
Ashura's
to do
Wrath?
with what he's
Yeah, that's
hiding is
same
hard to
idea
say.
as.
Speaking
Ninja
of
Storm.
which, a new Ultimate Ninja Storm is actually coming out.
Yeah, but it's probably gonna be Boruto,
Anyway,
which
so
who cares?
I will be sticking around here for now to keep a close eye on the situation. Maybe tomorrow I'll finally figure out what
Particularly, not like all Boruto. I know Ultimate Ninja Storm 5. It had a bit of Boruto in it.
Is 5 already out?
Yeah,
What content did they even like hash over?
it was catching up on Shippuden, and it did the Boruto movie.
Oh, okay.
I don't have the DLC. I don't know.
Let's go back to Boo Boo Pharmacy and check out how Jialian is
I thought that was Ninja Storm 4 DLC. Or maybe I'm thinking of Strikers, who knows?
I'm not sure, but I know they.
I wouldn't say Genshin is like Ultimate Ninja Storm.
No, no. It doesn't have QTEs. I know some of the events in the past had QTEs, but in terms of like the actual story, there's no QTEs.
So I wouldn't consider the gameplay story focused. Say maybe story driven. But,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's more like that, I guess. Yeah.
Because the gameplay from what I've seen reminds me of dungeon crawlers,
recovery
top-down,
from the
like
damage already done will
Diablo
not
style
happen
games.
overnight.
Dr.
Where
Baiju,
you have big
is
AoE
my father
attacks
going to
with
be...
like a lot of projectiles and a lot of
You
happening
needn't
in
worry
history.
too much. Keep taking the
At least the
prescribed
combat,
medicine.
anyways. I don't
Not
care.
all of them. It depends on what
Take at
characters
most
you're
2
playing.
to 3 years. It's good
And
we
I mean,
caught it in
shouldn't
time.
your team comps
A few
have
days
some
later,
AoE
the toxin
wipe?
would have built up in the internal
I don't.
organs. At
I
that
run
point,
boss
things would have
killer
been
comp.
much more serious.
I guess.
I run a shielder, a sub DPS, a sub DPS, and then a main DPS, and they're all single target.
I mean, shit,
Unfortunately
if you,
for them,
if
they
you
were
just
up against
Yeah,
kill
I don't, yeah, if I just kill everyone
Remember to
quickly,
get plenty of rest and
technically
avoid
it's the same as
overexerting
crowd
yourself while you recover.
control.
Yep, that is true.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much.
But, anyways,
Yeah, there
how
are a lot of,
innovate on like that formula. You know, the formula of like
You're here too?
a top. What do you call it? Not dungeon, not just dungeon crawlers, not hack and slashes.
I'll have to make some tea in a
RTS?
moment.
No, that's a different.
the
one.
gameplay is very different from Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild, you have to
Yeah, they're not the same
micromanage
genre.
on your, like,
They have
durability.
some art style. They're not the same genre of game. I would compare the game. I would compare the gameplay more to Diablo than I would to Breath of the Wild.
My mind is
You
steadily
have a
getting
team
clearer
comp,
again.
and then you have to utilize that team
Luckily,
comp.
it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly
Yes,
not such a
except
pressing
Diablo is
issue after
you
all.
have one guy and you have to utilize the one guy correctly, and then you have your friends, which is your team.
My work
comp.
is mostly wrapped up, so I
who-
thought I'd take a minute
So
to check
for
in.
Genshin, you have
The
4
They just
party
remove the
members,
print. They
and
just took the
then
print out of
In my
like
opinion,
MMO.
Zhi-Yi is
I
not
mean, you can
suitable
play
for the
with other
position.
people too, and they can
But
hard carry
Shenmue
you.
and Mingguo both have
But
potential.
in terms of
Yeah,
story
yeah.
missions, those you have to do yourself.
People
Hold
can
up.
change their
So you can play with
loyalties
other
easily.
people, right? And they have their own teams. So
They
that
have
you
their
just
own
choose
characters.
a dungeon.
But
Yeah.
whenever it
So
happens,
you can go into
it's still
like
a
dungeons and
blissful
farm
experience.
like artifacts and whatnot with each other.
Is it just Paimon, or
There's
Uncle
there's up to
Tim that
4
surprise?
players that can join one team at a time.
Don't underestimate Uncle
That
Tim.
includes you.
He wouldn't have appointed
So,
me
but
as
you and
assessment
3 other
officer
people.
if he hadn't had his
Yes,
doubts
but they all
about
have your
Zhi-Yi.
own characters. Is my
Normally,
point.
Yeah.
you or
They're,
Pavilion
they're
would be
like your
responsible
team
for
comp
assessing the
isn't
candidates.
restricted by what
Isn't
your
that
like
right,
friend
Uncle Tian?
class is.
Yes,
They can all
to be
pick whatever
quite
class.
honest,
Which
I want
That
to be
and
so
also if
specific.
you both pick the same character, it doesn't
I
allow
have to
it.
be responsible with the position of Tianshu.
So you have to have 4
Just
separate
measure-
characters that are different.
I wondered
Okay.
if he had approached me with a hidden
that
agenda.
does make things better.
So I secretly
Yeah, that way you can't
investigated him.
just all run Nouveau and
I
call it a
concluded
day.
that he had no ulterior motives
I
whatsoever.
mean, I guess Diablo's a
saw him
hack
as
and
an
slash,
ordinary
but like
fishing
not
friend.
in the way I would normally think about
And
it.
even he
Dungeon
changed.
crawler, yeah, but like
There's just a
what do you
lot to
call it?
do in Genshin. I
What do you
wouldn't
call this,
categorize it into like one category because it has a bunch of shit in it. Because it has like, it's kind of like Animal Crossing where you can get like materials and build your own home and whatnot. You can interact with
a lot of MMOs have
you can interact with all your characters. It's a gacha game because the rolling system for characters,
Always intended to give him
like
a
Breath of the
chance to
Wild because of the stamina bar, but it doesn't have durability.
Family background and fame mean
It's
Imagine you'd have to roll for shit and then
I
it
don't
breaks.
attach great importance to them.
yeah, fuck that, no.
I had no reputation as
It's
speaking when I first began.
Honestly,
it's a
they should do
card
that.
game as
I
well.
relied on Ganyu's
What, it has
assistance
Gwent?
for
Like,
all
what are you
manner
talking about?
of things.
Like it has its own built-in card game into the
What
game.
I
So it's
really
Gwent, so it
admired
just
about
ripped off what The
Yuri
Witcher did with
was his
Gwent.
intelligence and
It
resilience.
has
I have to admit, he's
it's
a
like
smart
a
guy,
food
and very
system
cautious.
with like different buffs
The
and
intel
whatnot. You can
suggests that
cook.
the
Oh,
Fatui saw him as
but it
very
has
low
survival
risk.
game elements.
But Zhi-Yi was
Yep.
still extremely
then-
careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor
The mini
from
games,
Shinra
they're all
kiosk because the fiery
different.
flever would
Like the
mask
mini
the
games
bitterness
from
of the
the
poison. And
from
he chose to wait
exploring.
until the
Zombie
Fatui official
up
was
more
drunk
than
and had his
anything,
guard down before
which
delivering
I don't
it
know
to
if that
him.
deserves Game
He
of the
also
Year, but
installed a secret
I would give him
compartment in the
I'll
wine
at
pot
least
he
give him
bought
points
to
for
hold the
creatively
poison. As the amount
interweaving
of
all these
liquor went
systems to
down,
make
he'd
a
shake the pot to release the
semi-realistic
poison
sim,
from
I
the
guess.
compartment into the
We
liquor.
get the Street Fighter
Afterwards,
event
we also found he had an
soon,
antidote on him.
man.
Had the Fatui
I
official
would. I
grown
can't wait to
suspicious,
like put the
Zhi-Yi
hands
would
on
have drunk the poisoned wine
Paimon.
himself,
You know, just
and then
give him
found
the
an
like
opportunity to
three-piece
take the
combo.
antidote shortly
Finish her with a leg
afterwards.
kick.
But that's
So
still
the
really
event
It is
right
not Street
now.
Fighter. Technically, he's a 2D
Yes.
fighting game.
Had
It
he
must be
drunk the
Street
poisonous
Fighter.
wine,
Yeah,
he
you get
still
the
would have
2
faced
little
serious
bugs to
health
fight each other.
consequences
Yeah,
despite taking the
Meme is a
antidote.
2D 1v1
He
game
didn't
and
hesitate to
must
put
be
himself
Street
in
Fighter.
harm's
Wait, you're
way to
telling me I
achieve his goal.
can't like right cross?
No, it's just
Paimon
no,
straight in
no.
the
You just
fucking
control
face?
two bugs
Cheering.
and they fight each
No,
other.
I wanted to
No,
punch the
I mean,
characters. God
He's
damn it!
sitting in a jail cell.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like
telling you.
Yanfei
That because Tanks
says,
is lying to you.
everyone
It's just
who
two
breaks
bugs.
the
You have
law
two
has to pay
commands.
the price.
Go
I
forward
didn't
or
lie
go
to
back.
him. I said they were
He's
bugs.
cooperating.
So it's
He didn't
rock
turn
and
down my
sock and
offer to strike
robots.
a deal.
It's not Street
I'll make
Fighter.
sure there are
Yeah,
priests
that's
around to keep
not
him
treatment.
safe
Yeah,
from
you
thinking
lied.
the
We said
Fatui
Street
might
Fighter.
be
You're like, I
planning.
didn't
No,
lie.
but they have like command inputs and whatnot
Yeah,
too.
two. You go forward and you go backwards.
So it's
Yes,
Rock'em Sock'em
Jury's
Robot.
not the one I'm
Gotcha.
interested in. If he was as far as this went,
I
I'd
know
have
that.
the case
Well,
off
the
to my
Smash Bros.
subordinates
players
as
have
soon
played
as I
Street
realized.
Fighter, but there's more
We
to it.
had
Like,
hungry
involved.
hippos, and then we had a
Instead of
sniper.
it's a
and
Smash
then-
player. It's a Smash player.
I
He
thought I
doesn't know
might
what
have
other
the chance
fighting
to
games
catch a
are.
big fish.
Bro, I've been.
I literally
Genshin
mentioned
Impact
one
is,
earlier.
like, game of the
Unfortunately,
year,
it slipped off
and
the
I don't
hook
know
at the
about
last
that. What
second.
do you think?
I just got here. What happened?
Thanks, Genshin
Tank talk
Impact.
over you.
should
No,
be
I'm
game
saying
of the
it got
year.
nominated for Genshin or top
Well,
of
I don't know what
game.
you're talking about.
With
It's
the Fatui to
Tank
try and
talking
secure
over
the
you.
position of Tianshu.
Yeah, I
Or,
know.
to put
I
it
was
the
getting
other
kind
way
of
around,
annoyed by that too.
the Fatui made
But
an attempt to
my thing,
interfere
what I
in
was
the
saying is
Tianshu
like,
selection process.
I asked him what
With
Genshin
Yusupov
innovated
in our
on, and then
hands
he
and a
also
statement
brought up
from
that
Jur
Genshin
E,
was nominated
we
for
could
Game of
afford
the
to
Year. So I
continue with
asked
the diplomatic
what
offensive.
qualifies it for Game of the
Also,
Year.
I don't
be
think
able
it
to gain
did. I think it's
control
got
of
nominated for
Theophan,
like
Yusupov's
the live
second in
service
command.
one.
Then we'd have
Live
someone
No.
service
in the
category.
ranks of the Fatui.
No, it
Honestly,
was
Yeah,
ongoing, and then
they open up
Yeah,
all
the
sorts
live
of
Game of the
service
Year.
options.
It was in the top 5.
Yeah, I don't
Baldur's
see
Gate
what
1.
like being ongoing makes a game not like
Why else
eligible
did you
for
think
Game
I
of
was
the Year.
investing
Because if
so
it's like a
much
good
time and
enough
effort into this
ongoing
case?
game, I think it deserves to be
So,
considered for Game of the
okay,
Year. But I just don't think it's good
Did
enough.
your plan succeed?
I don't think
Like
it
We
was.
got
Destiny.
halfway. The first part
I
went
don't
off
think
without a
Destiny
hitch,
deserves
and
Game
we
of the Year.
passed all the
Don't,
information on
don't.
to Lady Ningguang.
Nope, not
But
even
when we
close.
tried to make contact
Destiny
with her,
1.
it was gone.
It's okay.
Along
Destiny
without
1 was
evidence.
okay, but it has a lot of the same
There's
issues.
no
as
way Tank
Destiny
played
2.
Destiny 1. He just
I
ran
have.
away.
I played both. I played both.
Snap.
And
Yeah,
to be,
for 2
but to be
hours.
fair,
Found out from
Destiny
other
1
sources that
was
the
just as
Harbinger,
unfinished
Regreda,
and had a
got
lot of the
involved.
same issues as Destiny
The
2.
Fatui's main forces
And
aren't
like
concentrated
now
here.
Destiny 2 is
Regreda
like
was only
kind of
treating
dying
this as a
because they don't
peripheral
want to release
concern.
the
It wasn't
last
even.
DLC.
It wasn't
It's a
even
pity
Game of the
that
Year.
Theophan got away.
It wasn't even
But
rewarded for
knowing
that. I
which
don't know what you're
harbingers
talking
It
are
about.
doesn't.
still looking
No.
at Liyue is something.
It's just in
Yeah,
his
it's
mind.
Gives
he
you a
It
thinks.
was
starting point
one
for
of
the
the
next mission.
contenders. I didn't say it win.
No, it wasn't one of the contenders. Were Alan Wake 2, Baldur's Gate, Spider-Man,
No,
Resident
no,
Evil
not
4,
this
Wonder,
year.
and
Not
Kingdom.
this year. He's just talking at some point.
I remember
Oh.
you showed some
Oh, it
interest
won,
Yeah.
I believe, some point.
tea house.
Well, Tank said Baldur's Gate, so that applies this year.
We were
Yeah,
talking about
I'm talking
Baldur's
about this year.
Oh,
Am I
that.
schizo? I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it
it's
was like in the
I'm
top
on the-
5.
I prefer
I'm in the
my current
website.
life.
It's Alan Wake 2,
There's
Baldur's
danger
Gate,
and there's
Spider-Man,
excitement.
Resident Evil 4, Wonder.
Then what
and Kingdom.
category
Still
was
be a
it
behind the
nominated
scenes
for?
I
in
just
the
told
top
you, a
5?
live
Tianshu.
service game.
I wouldn't have the chance to get
Oh, I
involved in
thought you
anything
meant like
truly
it was
clandestine or
nominated, but it
facing
didn't make it to
real
the final
danger.
6. That's what I thought you meant,
Alright,
Tank.
I'm
Because
done.
Oh, it
know what
was.
the-
Time for me to go. I'm heading off again.
I'm pretty
for
sure
food.
it
Yeah,
was.
so it did. Yeah, so it did win.
Where are you off to this time?
It was, it
I
didn't
didn't.
post it.
I
That's
said
what
it
I
didn't win.
guessed. It's for me to
You,
know.
you said
and
top.
you
You
to
said got
find
top
out.
5. It did not get
Yeah,
top 5.
for one of the
Sure, if you
categories.
go
I didn't know
this
which
far.
one it
Oh,
was.
one
I
of the
thought it was
categories.
Game of the Year, but it
Business all the
wasn't.
time. You're sure to get caught
Yeah,
up
if you
in
win
another
one category,
misadventure
that's
before too
automatically top
long.
5.
No.
Maybe I'll see you the
Alright,
next time
so
danger beckons.
1998 Game of the
Until
Year,
then,
GoldenEye
keep your
007,
wits about you.
1999,
A lot of
Ocarina of
people are
Time,
watching you for a lot of
2000,
reasons.
Pokemon Yellow,
If you have any
Deus
more
Ex, and
questions,
Yeah,
just
they're all
ask me.
Nintendo fans, bro.
After the recent turn of events,
well, a lot like Nintendo was
say
a lot
he
better
owes you
in
one,
like the earlier
wouldn't
years.
you?
My face when I see Tears of the Kingdom in the top 5. Oh hell.
Hot take. Nintendo was good 30 years ago.
Oh
It went on a slow
hell.
decline.
It's what's interesting is in like the early 2000s they had like 3 different categories. They had console, handheld, and PC for each game of the year.
Let's go. Wait,
Because
did I just finish the Yolanda
Hey.
pass?
2002 was crazy. 2002 had Halo Combat Evolved for console, handheld SMS chess. Are you serious? But PC was Neverwinter Nights.
Yo, I just finished.
Combat Evolved and Neverwinter Nights are absolute heat. Like literally some of the best games ever. And then 2003 was Call of Duty. Almost makes me ashamed to be born 2003.
Which COD was it? Was it OG COD?
Just Call of Duty.
Which COD came out in 2003?
The Call of Duty.
I could see it.
Yo, who's gonna play Lethal Company later?
I guess. I was gonna play Pokemon. Pokemon, but why not?
When the company is legal.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, might as well. But there's Half-Life 2, Ghost Recon Advanced
I
Warfighter,
didn't like Half-Life 2, to be honest. I
Bioshock,
didn't like it.
Super Mario Galaxy, Batman Arkham Asylum, Mass Effect 2, Portal 2, Dishonored, The Last of Us, Destiny 1 2014.
Lost point flip.
What's
I
up?
think I think people would like Genshin a lot more if it wasn't a gacha game, but at the same time, if it wasn't a gacha game, they wouldn't have the funding to make the content for the game.
Yeah, because other models don't exist for monetization.
Because
Oh, I don't think Skins is gonna. I don't think Skins is gonna fucking help them make.
Fortnite.
Because all of the events have
Yeah,
like
because-
voice acting and whatnot
Yeah,
too.
because our monetization doesn't exist in other models. It has to be gacha.
No, I'm just saying they don't have the.
So many things have happened.
Got liberals in the fucking call, bro. They're not listening
Bro,
to what I'm
bro,
saying.
bro, what?
Swear to God.
We've
Bro,
definitely made some progress
so
on
you're
our
Republican
journey.
then? So if I gave you a gun, you would fire and hold it?
Where should we go today?
I know how to do that.
Yeah, he's calling us the liberals.
What's up?
Pissing me off, bro. I swear.
There's a Czech Game of the Year awards. Interesting. And there's British Academy Games Awards.
What was that for?
The DICE Awards. The Electronic Game Awards. Famitsu Awards. The Game Awards. That started in 2014. Dragon Age Inquisition, Witcher 3, Wild Hunt, Overwatch, Legend, Zelda, Breath of the Wild, God of War.
I could not get The Witcher free. I couldn't get into it.
It's fun. I did. It was really good. Sekiro.
I mean, when I
Last
played it,
of
it
Us
was
Part
good.
2.
It's just I couldn't get into like lore in the world.
Dude, it was just, it reminds me so much of home. So like.
Have you ever met someone by the name of Kaedehara Kazuha?
Kazuha?
He carries a sword just like you. I've also heard that he possesses an animal vision.
It's just, like,
That's
a lot
none of your
folklore is
business.
Very familiar to me, so I'm like, oh, okay.
Never mind. You don't look like you know
what we were
anything
talking
anyway.
about
I'm
is
wasting my
monetization.
time.
And
What the heck is this guy's
I think
problem?
Gotcha's
Coming
fine
around
as
here,
far as it
waving
goes
that
for
weird sword in
monetization.
our
I don't
faces,
particularly
and he
care for
didn't
it.
even apologize. Seems like a real nutcase.
I'm a pirate.
Well, one
so,
thing's for sure. No way are we telling him anything about Kazuha.
What's up?
You have to like it.
Right? Paimon has a
Well, to be
feeling,
fair,
though, that even if this guy gets to challenge Kazuha to a duel, he won't be able to beat him. Anyway, just to be on the safe side, we should go find Kazuha right away and tell him to watch his back.
I guess.
Oh? What kind of hunch? A special connection? You mean beyond already knowing each other? Yeah, maybe a little. But then again, most
fair,
people
is the
look
story
pretty
even
much
that
the
good?
same once they
Because
start
I never
fighting, so that doesn't really prove anything. Anyway, there's
So
no
it
time
has
to
the Destiny
lose.
2
Let's go
problem.
tell Kazuha so we won't get into any danger.
Look, Stream of the Crop.
Paimon heard that the Cross Fleet is stocking up in
Solid
Rito at the
Destiny
moment.
2 problem.
Let's look for him
Which
there.
is why I will stay very far away
But the-
from Genshin Impact.
But the streams are worse.
Yeah, I don't know if Murat's like input matters too much for me right now, because he was a big hater of the Hilly Troll quest, but I thought it was fine. It's alright.
Oh yeah.
It like you were like saying, oh, you were saying they deserve to like die for it. I'm like, no.
Whoa, Tang, you would say, oh my god.
I have the clip of you saying it last stream, bro.
Yeah, and I'm privacy DMCAing it. Yeah, Tang looks listening.
Verbally, anybody?
Yeah. Yeah, you love gaslighting me.
You would love playing.
Taking my shit out of context, but when I say something correct, you get so defensive about it.
Well, we took the small vessels into Rito on a routine supply run, only this time, as soon as we entered the harbor, we ran into a huge crowd of Inazumans, all of them wanting to know about Kazuha. If it's because of that battle on Izuchi Beach, Captain Beto had a great run there too, but I don't see her getting this kind of attention. Kazuha keeps to himself most of the time. In fact, there are times when he doesn't even listen to the captain, but she just laughs it off.
Oh, so you still don't know what he did?
Anyways,
I've heard bits and
I'm gonna go
pieces.
play
Something
Pokemon
about him blocking the
literally
Raiden
4
Shogun's
hours
Muso
of
no
just
Hitotachi.
mid-story.
Nah.
Is it really as big a deal as everyone's making it out to be?
No.
Really? Wow. When you put it like that, it all makes sense.
Oh, did I even have any mods?
In that case, his newfound stardom is well deserved.
Maybe.
He was called away earlier by some people from the Tenryou Commission. They said they had something important to discuss with him. I thought they'd come to arrest him at first. Turns out they couldn't have been friendlier to him. Seems like they really respect the guy.
Just a little while ago, this would have been completely unimaginable. Thank you! Guess we'll go pay a visit to the Tenryou Commission.
All right then. I'll just stay here and carry on trying to fend off the crowd.
And why am I getting frame drops? Come on. Need to add some stream delay or something, because these frame drops are not good. Hello, Ayaka. Oh no, this is Raiden's house. This ain't Ayaka's house. Ayaka's house is in the other one.
Oh? It's you.
Don't mind.
Greetings. We were just discussing the repealing of the Vision Hunt Decree. Since you're here, you're very welcome to listen in on the conversation. We invited Mr. Kaidahara here to extend a gesture of goodwill on behalf of the Shogunate. Your hard work has secured for us the agreeable state of affairs that we now enjoy. Also, I've been granted the chance to correct my clan's past mistakes, and for that, I'm deeply grateful. The Almighty Shogun has issued a large array of directives aimed at resolving, or at least easing, the tensions that have built up over the years. The Tri-Commission has made the recommendation to use this opportunity to restore the honor of the Kaidahara name. Regarding the history of the Kaidahara clan, I trust that you're already somewhat informed? In short, there was once a group of select bladesmiths who served the Shogun directly, responsible for upholding and further developing the traditional blade forging arts of the Almighty Shogun. The Kaidahara clan belonged to this class. But there came a time when some of these bladesmiths revolted and fled to Snezhnaya. Both the Kaidahara and Kamisato clans were held accountable for lax oversight and entered a period of great turmoil. We later learned that the whole misadventure had been secretly orchestrated by the Fatui. Attributing all of the blame to the Kamisato and Kaidahara clans was neither proper nor just. Considering Mr. Kaidahara has once more made an outstanding contribution to Inazuma, the Almighty Shogun believes he should not only be rewarded for his achievements, but also receive recompense for the excessive punishment borne by his clan in the past. In the interest of preventing further harassment of the Bladesmith clans by the Fatui, we chose not to publicly release the findings of our investigations into these matters. We trust you can understand why this was necessary.
This is a true honor. I am delighted to be in a position to receive the goodwill of the Almighty Shogun and the Shogunate at large. However, would I be correct to assume that this magnanimous gesture does not come without some strings attached?
I can assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We seek only to correct a past injustice. With the Kaidahara clan's reputation and occupation restored, the Kaidaharas will be bladesmiths once more, and your wanderings will finally come to an end. You will be able to lead a safe and prosperous life in Inazuma City with the Almighty Shogun's blessing and full support of the Shogunate.
I have grown accustomed to life among the elements. I fear I would no longer feel at home behind the tall walls of a stately abode. Yet my ancestors did indeed take great pride in the name of Kaidahara, and the art of blade making for which it stood. I do have a responsibility to restore their honor.
I sense some hesitation in your words. Should you accept this offer, I imagine many of the malicious rumors currently circulating through the populace will disappear.
Malicious rumors? All we heard on the way here was so much praise that we almost wondered whether there was another Kaidahara Kazuha in town.
Well, to some, the Muso no Hitotachi is something that can never be defeated. They cannot accept the idea that Mr. Kaedahara really parried the Shogun's strike. Also, eyewitnesses saw him using the power of Electro in addition to that of Animo. As a result, the falsehood that Kaedahara Kazuha was using a delusion began to spread.
What? But that doesn't make sense. Using a delusion turns you old and frail, and Kazuha still looks fine.
That is correct. However, to some people, the idea of a single person wielding two elements at once is a more inconceivable notion still.
This is just one of many similar rumors. I am very uncomfortable with being the subject of public discussion, no matter whether it brings suspicion or stardom my way. But perhaps if the Shogunate is willing to publicly support me, this situation will blow over more quickly.
This is precisely why I encourage you to give our offer some serious thought. It stands to benefit all of us.
Please allow me some time to consider. In fact, let us put this discussion on hold for the moment. Well then, what brings the two of you here?
Yikes! We nearly forgot about the most important thing!
Why would such a dangerous individual be looking for me? No, this puzzles me as much as it does you. My fighting forms were taught to me by my family, based on techniques originally developed for blade testing. We undergo rigorous training to standardize every motion the blade is put through, so that each can be fairly assessed for quality. Over time, these techniques came to form something of a Kaedahara sword art, focused on blade testing, but with a full repertoire of combat forms. Those forms are quite different from the more practical ones typically used by samurai in battle. So it's hard to imagine that the similarity you speak of was coincidence alone.
All the more reason to watch your back! This guy was a serious nutcase.
Indeed. He sounds highly aggressive. Anyone he targets is at risk of serious injury, or worse.
In that case, I will send some men out immediately to search for him.
Thank you. I must say I am now very curious about this matter, and I will also need some time to consider your offer. I will first join the Traveler in investigating the one who attacked her, then give you a conclusive answer upon my return.
Very well. Please stay safe.
Come on. Let's go and track down your aggressor.
The detective agency knows the most about what goes on in town. Let's see what Ryuji has to say.
Stream lagging. What is happening to my internet? Hello? Dude, what is going on?
Nice and spicy.
Damn, my internet's still dropping frames. What is going on? Hello?
Welcome to Bonton Thanga Detective Agency. What will you have to solve?
Okay, this shit is so annoying.
Hey, anyone around here has been looking for him. For Kaidahara Kazuha, we mean.
Aha! So this is the renowned Mr. Kaidehara. I've heard a lot about you. It is an honor to finally meet you today.
You are too kind. We are currently investigating an assault and would appreciate any help you can offer.
Oh? You were targeted in an assault? Let me think. I can't seem to recall anything of immediate interest. Mr. Kaidehara is currently the talk of the town, so there are always a lot of people looking for him. To be honest with you, our detective agency has recently been receiving many inquiries from people wishing to obtain Mr. Kaidehara's personal information. Some of them were offering us millions of mora just to gather the information they want. If these were more legitimate commissions, Thanga would have snapped them up in an instant.
Millions? Of mora? Whoa! Oh, wait, even at that price, you probably still shouldn't.
Please, accept my thanks for looking out for my privacy.
Of course. No matter what, we only take on legitimate cases. We don't make our money by revealing details of other people's day-to-day life just for the sake of it. Sorry, I got a little off topic. What I'm really trying to say is, it doesn't surprise me that a complete stranger is looking for Mr. Kaidehara. But I wouldn't know where to begin if we want to connect this with an assault.
Then let's put that connection aside for now. Have there been any other attacks or similar incidents recently that stand out as particularly unusual? The Tenryou Commission had very few leads, and I thought you might have some information from different sources.
It's true that the commissioners aren't clued up about every little thing that goes on out in the streets. But typically, it's only the most trivial events that manage to escape their attention. If anyone had been out there attacking people, that would be assault, in which case the Tenryou Commission would absolutely get involved.
That does make sense. Uh-oh. Looks like the trail's already run cold.
I still find it difficult to believe that whoever attacked you hasn't been causing any trouble elsewhere. Few people possess your prowess in battle. So unless you were the first person he targeted, someone is certain to have been hurt by now. I am well aware of your talents. There is no need to be humble around me. In fact, I'm quite relieved that you were the one he targeted. It would cause me great grief to see someone become critically injured or lose their life because of me. For the poor victim, this would be a completely senseless crime.
Don't worry, we'll find him.
It seems you are every bit the selfless hero they make you out to be, Mr. Kaidehara. Surely this same concern for your fellow man is what drove you to fearlessly raise your blade against the almighty Shogun.
You flatter me. Truth be told, I don't know quite what came over me in that moment.
You are much too humble. Don't worry, I completely understand your concerns. I will try my best to gather whatever leads I can for you. Oh, actually, there was one strange incident over the last few days. It doesn't involve an attack, though. Let me tell you about it just in case.
Sure. During times like this, the more information we have, the better.
All right then. Recently, 2 people went missing from the city at around the same time. One of them is a pretty well-known collector, surnamed Nagato. The other, Amenoma Yuya, is a samurai from the Amenoma clan.
Amenoma? Now there's a familiar name.
Right. Yuya is the nephew of Amenoma Togo, the owner of Amenoma Smithy. 2 grown men going missing at the same time. Their cases are likely connected, but I don't know much in the way of details. I recalled this because Amenoma Yuya is also an accomplished martial artist who is skilled with the blade. Perhaps he is the one you are looking for.
Understood, though it seems highly unlikely to me. I neither know this man, nor do I have any idea why he may wish to attack me.
Sure, can't hurt. We never know what we might find out along the way.
Thank you, Ryuji. We'll start by making some inquiries at the Amenoma smithy.
Sounds good. All the best with your investigation. I'll get moving shortly myself.
What's happening with my connection? It's literally so laggy. The stream looks so bad. I don't know what's happening.
Ah, if it isn't Kaede Harakazuha, what brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. Historically, there have always been deep links between the two clans. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respects. Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori Festival.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time, each of us has arrived at a different blade-making philosophy, spawning the development of different branches of the same art. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abiding patience and determination of water as it turns stone to sand. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in and day out, until both body and mind have memorized the craft, turning each motion of every technique into an intrinsic part of the bladesmith's life. As for the art of the Kaedehara clan, I believe it's called the Ishin art.
That's right. Ishin art strives for complete harmony between blade and mind from the moment that forging begins. For only a blade thus forged can capture and convey its maker's thoughts and feelings, and eventually become an extension of its wielder's will.
Indeed. Most samurai choose their blades, but an Ishin blade chooses its owner. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade. It gladdens my heart to see that although the Kaedehara clan has fallen on hard times, its ideals and virtues are alive and well.
You overestimate me. My actions are guided by my own personal sentiments, not by any noble aspirations on behalf of my clan. But let's get back on topic. The purpose of our visit today is to gather some information on your missing nephew. We hope to assist with the investigation. It may turn out that this case is connected to another we are pursuing.
Ah, yes. My nephew. I reported the case to the Tenryou Commission, but I haven't heard anything back so far. He didn't say a word before he left, which is very unlike him. I'm still completely at a loss on what to make of it, but I've done what I can so far. Worrying is futile. All I can do now is wait for the news from the Tenryou Commission.
We heard that there was a collector involved in the disappearance too. Know anything about that?
Yes. On the morning that Yuya went missing, he gave me a very cryptic look and said that he was going to give me a great gift. I believe he went to collect the item from Mr. Nagato after that. The next thing I heard was that a fire had broken out at the warehouse, and neither of them came back. Yes, strange, isn't it? I wonder what could have caused it. Unfortunately, there was very little evidence left behind, so nobody knows what really happened.
Do you have any thoughts on what Yuya may have wanted to give you?
If I had to guess, it must have been some kind of rare weapon. Otherwise, there would have been no reason for him to get my hopes up. He's never been particularly interested in blade forging, but has always had a fondness for blade testing, and can sense even the most minute differences in blade quality. He is extraordinarily talented in martial arts, particularly when it comes to the art of the sword.
Truth be told, we have some information that you may find to be objectionable. The person we are looking for, he attacked this friend of mine. Based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No. Absolutely impossible. Yuya is not that kind of person. He is humble and kind. Even his training is done with the goal of calming his mind. He has never gotten into a fight before.
Huh. Is that so?
Yes. If there's one thing I can say for certain, it's that Yuya would never draw his blade without a very good reason. But, with that said, it's equally out of character for him to just disappear, with neither farewell nor fair warning. I also cannot know what course of action he might be capable of if coerced, or otherwise compelled by circumstances unbeknownst to me. Anyway, should you find him, please let me know as soon as possible.
Don't worry. You have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think Yuya was the one who attacked us as well.
Yes. It sounds as if something happened when the two men met each other. Let's pay a visit to the Nagato household.
Oh my god. It's no longer lagging. Yeah, I'm very sorry about that. I don't know what just happened. First I got annoying people joining the stream, then I got shitty internet.
I'm very sorry, but we cannot afford to pay what we owe right now. My husband has gone missing, and I'm still trying to find him.
No, you misunderstand us. We are here to help with the investigation. We'd like to ask you some questions about Mr. Nagato's disappearance, if we may.
Ah, I see. I thought the debt collectors had come to visit again. I'm sorry you have to see me in this dreadful state. Has some new information come out? Do you know where he's gone?
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. We're still trying to find out as much as we can to inform our search. With this in mind, can we perhaps ask some questions about your family's current situation?
For example, Paimon's struggling to understand why a collector would be strapped for Mora.
That's a long story. Ever since I've known him, he's been an avid collector of all sorts of things. He'd always get so animated when he was showing them to me. I knew nothing about the items myself, but seeing how enthusiastic and excited they made him, I was happy to believe that they were just extremely important to him. Everything was fine when we first got married, but as time went by, things changed for the worse.
Uh-oh, what happened?
He lost his sense of restraint. He started buying more and more things, and even resorted to borrowing money just so he could pay for them. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. It was awful. There were days when he'd spend hours down at the warehouse, admiring his weapons even as debt collectors were descending upon our house. He wouldn't sell them, wouldn't even touch them. Just sat there staring at them like he was in a trance. I'm happy he has a hobby, and I'm willing to support him. But making ends meet has to come first. I've tried talking to him about it so many times, but he never listens. On the last day that I saw him, I gave him an ultimatum. I said, if he refused to sell his collectibles and pay off his debts, I would divorce him and take the children with me.
Whoa!
And that led to an argument.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet man who likes to go with the flow. On most things, he leaves the decision-making to me. You must understand, I never would have dreamed of threatening him with divorce if the debts hadn't pushed our family to the brink. After I said those words, he froze and was silent for a long time. When he finally spoke, he awkwardly mumbled that he would pick out a few items to sell. His voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not indulged his bad habits, we wouldn't have found ourselves in such a predicament. And I also don't know if he had actually come to his senses, or if he was simply angry with me. The next thing I heard was that our warehouse had caught fire, and both he and the buyer had gone missing.
I see. I understand. Ame no Mayuya came to purchase a weapon from Mr. Nagato. During the sale, a fire broke out at the warehouse, and both men disappeared.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over the price. But my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to imagine him getting into a fierce argument.
Maybe he was feeling the pressure from the debts?
I don't know. He just disappeared after the warehouse burned down. Perhaps he's too afraid to come home now that all his collectibles have been lost in the fire, and he's got no way to pay off our debts. Even though I'm still a little mad at him, we're a family, and I want us to face our family's crisis together. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know we can work things out.
Please don't get upset. There could be more to this situation than meets the eye. If collecting things is a habit that Mr. Nagato had his whole life, it is quite unusual for this habit to change so drastically over a short period. But the information we gathered from the other side suggests Ame no Mayuya is also a mild-mannered man who would not be likely to start an argument. This situation is getting a little confusing.
A little confusing? More like completely mystifying.
Let's try a change of scenery and see if we can piece together what we've learned. Rest assured, we'll notify you if we find anything.
Thank you so much. I just want him to come home.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise that the sales meeting between the two men was somehow the catalyst for their disappearance. The fire at the warehouse likely played a part in how the situation unfolded, though its exact role is a mystery. Do you have any thoughts?
Well, Paimon was thinking that maybe someone accidentally knocked over an oil lamp and, nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while. Over to you.
An interesting explanation. I was also considering this possibility. Ame no Mayuya is an expert on swords. He could have noticed some problematic details about Mr. Nagato's collectibles. Maybe he recognized a blade as a fake, or a well-known stolen item. Either way, after arguing about it, the two men agreed to hide the truth of this matter. They thought a fire would destroy everything. But then the Tenryou Commission began investigating and uncovered some incriminating details, so they fled to protect their secrets. But it's a far-fetched theory. I can't imagine how they would have been able to reach an agreement. One fact that I keep coming back to is that Ame no Mayuya is polite and well-mannered, while Mr. Nagato is introverted and passive. Neither seems like the type of person who is inclined towards initiating conflict. Mr. Nagato, being heavily in debt, is also the only one of them with the potential motive to disappear after the fire. The more I ponder it, the more puzzling it becomes. Just what could have happened there? Right. Although the time frame seems to broadly match, no other details that we've learned seem to link the two events together. Amenoma Yuya lacks a key distinguishing feature of the attacker, namely that he is principally a practitioner of the blade testing techniques of Amenoma art, not those of the combat-oriented Ishin art.
Darn! We thought we could get two birds with one stone here, but at this rate, it's starting to look like a wild goose chase.
Let's keep going, since we've come this far. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and Mrs. Nagato will be able to get some closure.
Okay, but where should we go now?
Let's head out of the city and check out the warehouse. There's still a chance we may be able to find some shreds of evidence. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those sounds that only you can hear. As sketchy as that whole thing seems, you did put it to good use when we were chasing down that vision thief at Beto's tournament, so...
Now I'm picking up a strong scent in addition to the sound. It's right around here somewhere.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now, but I can still sense the direction it left in. It felt very much like that ancient presence in Inazuma, the remnants of the Tatarigami. Indeed. But this unexpected spring of inauspicious energy may prove to be of benefit to our investigation. We should remain vigilant and approach slowly.
Huh. So it's an underground warehouse.
The force is definitely coming from down below. The source of the Tatarigami energy has long since left this place, but the residue it left behind still hasn't dissipated completely. Judging from the concentration, I would have to conclude that the Tatarigami source resided here for a very long time.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband used to hang around the warehouse by himself a lot.
It could well be that he was already under the influence of Tatarigami energy at that time. From what I've been told, Tatarigami does not turn all upon whom it preys into violent monsters, but most will develop a stubborn streak upon being exposed to the Tatarigami's unfulfilled will. Their interests become fanatical obsessions. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. The influence of Tatarigami could explain why he became an obsessive hoarder, amassing more and more possessions, even as he put himself in grave debt.
So what should we do now? Go down and take a look?
Step back. I'll open the door and take a look inside. If we don't open this door, we can move no closer to the truth. You needn't worry. Both of us have faced far greater dangers than this. Relatively speaking, the risk here is trivial.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire warehouse to rubble.
It's so dark. What's up? Time. I'll be back after a bathroom break. Alright, boys, I'm back.
That was too scary! Paimon was so sure that the warehouse boogeyman was about to jump out at us!
All we can do now is keep searching in the direction that the Tatarigami energy source left this place. 2 ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. I fear much misfortune has already befallen them.
Yeah. It's annoying that
Yes, let's go.
whenever I
If
wanna,
nothing else, it's vital that we find
whenever
out
I
where
wanna
the
stream,
Tatarigami energy is coming from. Quiet your
if
mind and focus on what you
oh, I
sense
just
around you.
realized since I deafened
Perhaps you too
and
will
your
perceive
icon
its
needs
ominous
movement.
presence in the wind.
Let me just remove that for now. There you go.
From this point, the trail appears to split into 2. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into the distance, but a small portion remained here and seems to be dissipating slowly. Quite possibly. Let's search the area.
Whoa! Look at all those hilly churls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look.
No, my sword! Huh? Rain cutter!
Into the fire!
It's...
Ooh! Look at this red stuff! What is it?
By the looks of it, a letter written on a piece of torn clothing. The ink is bone dry. It must have been written quite some time ago. Well, let's take a look. According to this letter, a conflict arose because Ame no Yuya wanted to seize a blade belonging to Mr. Nagato. Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato in the fight. Mr. Nagato kept chase as long as he could, eventually stopping here to write this letter when his strength gave out.
So, where is he?
He was not only mortally wounded, but also under the heavy influence of Tatarigami. Add to that the fact that its aura seems to have attracted a horde of monsters, and I'm afraid he may no longer be with us. Whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point, they've since been disturbed by the hilly churls. There's nothing more for us to find here. Yes, right now we need to uncover some more important truths. If Ame no Yuya is attacking other people indiscriminately, then the longer we take to find him, the more people risk meeting the same tragic end.
Right! So let's get moving!
I wouldn't be surprised if he, too, fell prey to the influence of the Tatarigami. For a practitioner of the martial arts, the easiest desire to inflame would be their pursuit of further power and skill. All the clues that at first seemed disparate and disconnected, it seems that now we know the thread that runs between them. I have a hypothesis that, if it's correct, not only explains the series of events leading to the two men's disappearance, but also zeroes in on the attacker's identity.
Wait! You figured it out? So these two cases are connected after all?
I believe so. But it's something of an outlandish idea. I will only be able to confirm my suspicions once we've met him in person. On with the search. We must stay vigilant. At any point now, we may find ourselves in danger.
That's it. Oh. God damn it. Sean, please.
He seems to have stayed here for a long time.
Why here? Is there anything special about this place?
I'm not sure. But on closer examination, I sense that the aura may have lingered here at several different points in time.
Show yourself! It's no use hiding anymore.
Haidehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So it is the same guy from before! What's your problem, huh? What could you possibly have against Kazuha?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. If it is Ame no Yuya that stands before us. But what if instead of facing Ame no Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand.
Now that you mention it, it is giving off a strange light. Whoa, whoa! Surely you don't mean... Are you serious?
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physical objects, then works to subtly affect any living organisms in its vicinity. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, affecting his state of mind, and more recently using the sale as a means to affect, or rather as a means to occupy, Amenoma Yuya's body.
You're sharper than I thought. You've already deduced the truth of the matter. Many, many years ago, I was forged by a famed bladesmith of the Ishin tradition. I was his pride and joy. In me, he placed all his hopes and dreams. As a descendant of the Kaedehara clan, you should be able to guess our greatest regret.
I presume it has something to do with the Raiden Gokaden.
Indeed. At that point in time, he failed to live up to the Raiden Shogun's expectations. In the end, all he could do was to flee the nation by sea on a ship bound for Snezhnaya. He was a bladesmith of great renown, a master of his craft. There was nothing that he could not accomplish. All he needed was more time and a little faith. And sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. All of his life's work, his wisdom, his skill, it culminated in his creation of me. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength, but also endowed me with a consciousness of my own. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world, but also an irreplaceable achievement in the art of blade forging.
So... swords can become conscious and control people?
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as a mere blade, a sharp and well-crafted one, but in all other respects an ordinary weapon. But that gave me the opportunity to take action. After the death of my creator, I decided to leave Snezhnaya and began my long quest to return to the distant land of Inazuma. Moving from one person to the next, I controlled the minds of countless hosts along the way, each bringing me one step closer to my ancestral home. I seek but one thing: to face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power, the might of Ishin art.
Ah, so Amenoma Yuya was not your first victim. Tell me, what happens to those you've possessed when you've finished using them?
My hosts? Who cares what happens to them? They are but tools that serve my mission. When they got tired, or injured, or unusable, I hopped to the next one in line. All I needed them for was to take me back to Inazuma.
You're awful!
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide my time in Nagato's warehouse until Amenoma Yuya handed himself over to me on a silver platter. At long last, I'm approaching my journey's destination. By Amenoma Yuya's body, I have found you, and by your hand, I shall defeat the Raiden Shogun. Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Yeah, you winning this fight right now.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Let my name echo in song! Strike a pose!
Join me and sever that divine light!
Time to act. Rain outlines your fate.
Do not stand in my way, or I will strike you down too!
Your bluff's fooling no one! You've lost!
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit, nothing more. Even if you defeat me here, the one who falls will not be me, but this man. He is but a puppet that can be replaced. I can take a new vessel at will. The end result is the same. I will end this wretch's life before you can lift a finger. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is but a small setback. My consciousness shall endure. By any means necessary, and any medium available, I shall return and fulfill my destiny!
Your fighting style. It is indeed the forms of Ishin art. But from your movements, I sense only hatred and arrogance, as well as a thinly veiled mania and despair.
Really? You can tell all that just from his moves?
As I've mentioned before, the forms of Ishin art convey the user's thoughts and feelings. Since the blade is currently possessing Aminome Yuya's body, its movements express the innermost thoughts of the blade. If you ask me, the mania is probably due to your desperate, single-minded ambition. You believe I am your only hope.
Are you trying to claim that I am helpless without you? On his deathbed, he passed to me all of Ishin art's secrets. The little that you know barely scratches the surface. In that regard, why would I ever need your help?
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caused more trouble in all the years that you've been in Inazuma. If you are indeed a cursed blade that can possess its owner. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. You weren't biding your time. You were trapped. After all the time that's passed, you have grown weak. To the point that you are now unable to acquire a new host without making physical contact.
Oh, that's right. Paimon remembers now. Mr. Nagato had a habit of never touching his collectibles.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectibles did you finally have an opportunity to reach out to Aminome Yuya and make your escape.
And what of it?
Well, that brings me to my second point. There's a despair in you that is so strong it threatens to overwhelm you. You were determined to fulfill your maker's ambition whatever the cost. But this ambition is too grand and too heavy for you to bear. Each step you have taken has come at a great cost. I think you realized your limitations long ago. The more you clenched your teeth and pressed forward, the greater your fear of losing everything you had achieved grew, and the more you wished to run from the truth. But the way I see it, what began as an ambition has long since become a delusional fantasy.
What would you know about any of this? I'm just one step away from achieving my goal.
You returned to Inazuma to prove the unparalleled brilliance of Ishin art. But to make this arduous journey, you committed countless atrocities and showed a blatant disregard for human life. Even if you were to sever that divine light, is this truly the outcome that your maker would have desired?
You...
Sure, you inherited the secrets of Ishin art. But even as you made your journey to honor this legacy, you treated the ones who wielded you as mere tools to do your bidding. How could you possibly unleash the full potential of Ishin art when you act in perfect discordance with the principle of harmony between a blade and its bearer?
Silence, you blabbering fool! I must achieve my goal. This was his life's dream, and the very purpose for which I was brought into being. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see my predicament clearly. But you also underestimate my resolve.
And you should face reality.
Easy for you to say. Facing reality offers me nothing. have no need of anything that would stand in my way. Not hesitation, not self-reflection, and certainly not your so-called reality. It is pointless to argue further, descendant of the Kaedahara clan. If you wish to save this man, then offer me your body in exchange.
How stubbornly you stick to your wayward path. I do not believe for a second that you can challenge the almighty Shogun in your current state. So let us make a bet, and I will put your strength to the test.
What? Surely you're not planning to agree to his demands.
Very well. Then find yourself some enemies with whom you wish to cross blades. A taste of my power will more than convince you. Once we have dealt with them, we shall proceed to Tenshukaku.
And as for your end of the bargain, if you lose, you must release Amenoma Yuya from your control.
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
This is the only way to save Amenoma Yuya. If we don't do this, he'll forever be the Blade's puppet. The Cursed Blade's strength is currently very weak, and I sense he's hesitating. This suggests his heart is still not completely devoid of honor. The power of the Tatarigami lies in intensifying existing obsessions. This is the reason Mr. Nagato and Amenoma Yuya fell prey to it. Since I don't have any similar kinds of obsessions, I should be able to put up some resistance for a while.
But even so...
Even if things take a turn for the worse, I still have you both here with me. We have a chance here to save an innocent victim. I am willing to accept the risks entailed.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance. I agreed to this bet because there are things I wish to learn too. Now, take me in your hand.
Kazuha?
I'm okay. I felt a little dizzy at first, but only for a moment. It's all right. So far, this was as I expected. I will. Thank you.
What should we do next? Have you got a plan, Kazuha?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, it probably hasn't experienced many real fights. If a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between blade and bearer, it cannot unleash its true power. If he wants to avoid reality, then we need to fight until he has no choice but to face it. He shouldn't last long in an intense combat situation.
Wait a minute! Paimon remembers hearing about something from the Adventurers Guild. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that secret base, it's been held by Ronin ever since.
Ah, all right. Please lead the way.
What about Amenoma Yuya? What should we do with him?
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he hasn't regained his own consciousness yet, he is not in any immediate danger.
Are we sure this is a good idea? It's a pretty treacherous journey. Okay, fine. Just be careful.
He's in the middle of an island. I don't... Bruh. Alright, fine.
Body and mind.
There it is. Want me to bring Alino? He'll probably give you Kazuha to use. Oh, it's only Kazuha. Hmm. I'm assuming I get to use this
Everything
weapon.
on this journey to me.
That hurt!
Into the wind.
To the ferry. Let's get down to business.
One with nature.
Boom.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night. The ferry.
How are you feeling? You okay?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, it's become very difficult to use. Though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not think he can last much longer.
Something else on your mind?
How strange. Rather than trying to control me, he is instead trying to match my fighting rhythm. Let's keep going.
Interesting. Also, this Kazuha has got no EM, bro. Bruh. This Kazuha's cheeks.
Time to go. Let's get down to business. Say no more.
The wind knows me. Into the wind.
Finally, let's get down to business.
Clouds high.
The birds call.
The wind knows me.
To the ferry.
This Kazuha is so bad.
Something's up with the blade.
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. The blade is becoming more and more difficult for me to wield. He cannot hold out much longer. If he keeps persisting, he will likely break apart at any moment.
But what would that do to Amanome Yuya?
I will be careful with it. He also says he does not have any plans to give up easily. He's still trying to achieve his goal.
Little bro thinks he can beat Raiden.
Time to go. Time to go.
The wind knows me.
Fallen leaves, adorn my night.
Are you okay? It looked like you were really struggling the entire fight.
Yes. And it looks like he's reached his limit.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look anywhere near as impressive as it did at the start.
Perhaps this time, we'll finally have a chance to see his true form.
True form? What are you talking about?
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to beat Samurai and Kairagi, much less the almighty Shogun. Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. But the long journey from Snezhnaya back to Inazuma has left you battered and broken. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight of fancy. I've finally figured out why it was that you agreed to my bet. You wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. For perhaps then you would still be able to wield commendable power. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. I will never understand your obstinacy and cruelty, nor can I empathize with the one who made you. The only one who truly understood you had already passed away by the time you were born.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming from? Yup, we can help this time.
Don't worry, I'll use my own blade. It's
Finally.
just more of the same.
Let's see what blade he's got now. Oh my god, it's not any better. What the? Bruh.
Into the wind. It's fine. The wind knows me.
Big DPS Kazuo. Oh yeah.
As one with wind and cloud. Wind Strider.
You fought way better with your own sword.
Mm-hmm.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and in spirit. Though we fought briefly together, you have seen me for who I really am. No one knew anything of my story throughout my travels, nor did I tell it to anyone. You are the first person to know the truth. I thought that if I could achieve Ishin harmony with you, perhaps there would still be a ray of hope for me.
But in this too, you have failed.
Indeed. No matter how hard I tried, I could not attain that perfect harmony that your personal blade does with you. Too much time has passed. My physical state is poor, and without proper maintenance, I can only disguise my true appearance behind an outer sheen. Yours is the blade that took on the Muso no Hitotachi. And what a magnificent blade it is. Perhaps I shall never reach that level of glory.
Actually, this is just a generic blade that I picked up during my travels in Liyue.
What?
Forging and maintenance are both important for a blade, but they are not everything. This blade has traveled the land with me for many years, and we have formed a close bond during that time. Plus, in the moment that I most needed it, I received aid from another power. Skill, blade, determination, and desire. All these must be aligned in the practice of Ishin art. There is something else I must tell you. Though your maker may not have been aware, your ability to possess your own consciousness derived from the power of the Tatarigami. Tatarigami is a malevolence from the ancient past. It is the source of your mania and savagery. Though you tried to cooperate with me while I was wielding you, the part of you driven by Tatarigami was constantly trying to seize control of my body.
I sensed it, but I couldn't change it. It is an integral part of my consciousness.
I resisted its temptations because I wanted to save Amenoma Yuya. But I do not know whether you yourself have any intention of trying to fight it. I feel a great sense of regret for you. Since you embarked on a journey bound for a destination you were destined never to reach. The moment you embarked on this journey, you lost the only person who could have ever unleashed your true potential. And yet there was no way for you to turn your back on his ambition. You have known this for a long time. It is the true source of your despair.
He gave me everything. My life, my form, my consciousness, and purpose. How could I possibly deny him his wish? I said to him, "Do not worry. From here on, I shall forge your legacy." How could I go back on my word?
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled. I have nothing further to say.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the ability nor the motivation to cause further harm. Let's give him some time to reflect on things.
Shower me with praise!
When I touched the hilt for the first time, it's as if I was transported to a strange dimension. It was somewhere I've never been. A bladesmith lay quietly on the bed, his frail face barely visible under the moonlight. His breaths were weak, and his life near its end. A newly forged blade lay by his side, listening attentively to his final words.
Wow. That was the Blade's memory, wasn't it?
Indeed. While in exile in Snezhnaya, the bladesmith eventually learned the truth behind everything that had happened. The Ishin art had been dealt a devastating blow by the desertion of its best smiths. He spent the rest of his life in the forge, not to vent his frustration and hatred, but to atone for his actions. He felt intense regret at being tricked by the Fatui, but he could never again return to his homeland. His sole wish was to one day return his single, proudest creation back to the land of his birth. So he instructed this sentient blade to find a way back to Inazuma, no matter how long or how hard the journey. But he never wished to rival the gods. All he wanted to show was that they once shone brilliantly as blade and smith, that they were still worthy of being trusted.
So that's the true story. But after that, the blacksmith's intentions were warped by the Tatarigami, slowly turning his proud creation into the cursed blade of today.
Right. I believe the bladesmith might never have known that the power he worked with was that of the Tatarigami. The hatred within that power is what sent the blade down its ill-fated path. This blade has committed unforgivable atrocities, but only because it lost its original master. No one was there to correct its errors when it was losing its way.
Shame it's too late now.
Yes, it is too late. Time would not wait or stop because of his determination. While the world moved on, his ambition remained stubbornly stuck at that fleeting moment at the dawn of his journey. He seems to have calmed down, though. Let's go and check in.
When I look back at the past, I can remember the day of my forging like it was just yesterday. I once told him that I would pay any price to fulfill his wishes. Such was the debt I owed to him for giving me the gift of consciousness. But darkness and slaughter numb the mind. Over time, I lost sight of the difference between gratitude and grudge. Not only did I fail to fulfill his ambition, I also defiled it.
You are finally seeing reality clearly.
Since we agreed to the terms of the bet, I will honor the agreement and release Amenoma Yuya. But I still cannot bring myself to forsake his ambition. It is the entire purpose for my existence. So, may I ask you to help me fulfill the ambitions of myself and my creator?
Hey! Now you're adding yours into the mix, too? Jeez, don't push your luck, mister.
It has to be done in this order, at least hear what I have to say. And if you don't agree, I will still release Ame no Mayuya as promised. My physical form, as well as the knowledge I possess, should still be of some value to you.
His attitude has grown a lot milder. What do you think, Kazuha? Should we give him a chance?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. When I was first forged, my maker was already terminally ill. He told me that he had wanted me to have the grandest opening battle. Alas, after that, he never rose from his sickbed again. Nor have I ever had the chance to prove myself in battle since. My fights were devoid of any noble meaning. They were merely the next step in my never-ending journey. The next in a long line of transgressions. You are a fine warrior. I would like to request your hand in battle and experience a true duel between samurai.
Oh? And who would be the opponent?
I will release Ame no Mayuya and restore his consciousness. Perhaps after that, you can convince him to commit to a fight with you. He must have plenty of reasons to both hate me and desire a good fight.
Understood. Then let's start by waking him up and seeing if he has the stamina and will to fight.
I see. He used my body to inflict harm on others. I utterly despise him and his actions. But since he stayed true to your agreement by releasing me, he must still have some remaining semblance of honor. If a duel can help to set this state of affairs in order, I am willing to put myself forward. I do not wish to be a mere victim in this story.
There's no need to worry. We'll vouch for your innocence to the Tenryo Commission.
Thanks for your help. Who knows how this would have ended without your intervention?
All right, then let's move on. More Ronin could appear at any moment. We can't stay here. In any case, for a final duel, I think we should aim for a greater sense of ceremony.
Hey, precious. Oh yeah.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux Crash. Yep, we still can't let our guard down. Even now, Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that Blade hasn't told us everything. Still, even if he's way past the point of redemption, it's hard not to feel a teensy bit sorry for him. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. All right then. Successor of Ishin art, Kaedahara Kazuha.
Successor of Amenoma art, Amenome Yuya.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
I did so little. Get back here. He's so slow compared to us.
Fallen moons, adorn my night!
nature. It's fine.
Bro.
The wind knows me.
I killed him.
Thank you for the experience. Although he appears battered and broken, in your hands it seems he's regained a glimmer of brilliance. His sense of savage cruelty has completely faded away. But that same sense of determination remains strong.
You also fought well. I'm sure he relished the experience. There are a few things that I shall leave him to tell you himself.
I must apologize to you for all that has transpired.
You need not seek my forgiveness, nor do I have the right to forgive you on your victim's behalf. It is too late for all of that.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I only hope that you will see my transgressions as mine alone and not let them stain the legacy of Ishin art. I strayed far from the straight and narrow path, but the Ishin art still has a worthy successor in Kaedehara Kazuha. I beseech you, please understand this.
Yes, I too trust Mr. Kaedehara to do the right thing.
Thank you, successor of Amenoma art.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. He would like to visit the Amenoma smithy. Maybe we can go back there together.
What does he want to go there for?
I'm not sure, but I think that all this is about to come to an end.
Oh, it's Yuya! You have returned!
I am sorry to have troubled you. It's all thanks to them that I was able to return safely.
A prized Ishin blade, turned weapon that controls the human mind. Considering their forging philosophy, this was indeed within the realm of possibility. This is a great pity. But I have some good news as well. Ryuji, from the Bonton Sango Detective Agency, tells me that they've found the missing Mr. Nagato.
Really? Is he okay?
Yes, badly wounded, but he will live. And now that Yuya is back, it seems like the final ending to this story is a happy one after all.
I think I know what you want to do.
What's wrong, Kazuha? Is the blade whispering in your ear again?
Yes. He said he wants to take control of me for a brief moment.
What? No way! Hasn't it learned its lesson?
He tells me that he's thought of another way to fulfill his maker's wish. And he assures me that he won't use my body for anything nefarious. I have decided to let him do it.
There's nothing we can say to change your mind, huh?
Thank you. I will explain my reasons later. Okay. I am ready. Let us begin. Please, stay true to your promise.
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his final wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
So, that's why he said it had to be done in that order. His consciousness will disappear forever after fulfilling the bladesmith's wish.
Kagotsurube Ishin. It was the first time I ever heard his name. It seems like deep down he disapproved of his own actions, and thus chose to bury this name deep within his heart. Only in the final moments, before his consciousness faded, was he willing to entrust it to another.
Seems like he really wanted to fulfill his maker's wish.
The same fervent ambition that gave him the motivation to keep going forward also fueled the stubborn determination that blinded him to the path ahead. Speaking for myself, I'd rather see him recognize and atone for his mistakes than see him punished for them. I understand. Perhaps this is a flaw in my personality. I've always been captivated by grand aspirations. Hearing his wish to rival the divine light touched something inside of me, just as the sight of those who fought to repeal the Vision Hunt decree did. Your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling inspires me in the same way. After everything I've seen, perhaps these pursuits fascinate me a little more than they should.
Oh, Kazuha.
I will continue to support you from this point on. Know that you will have my assistance whenever you need it.
Wait, shouldn't we also go update Kujo Kamaji?
Oh, you're right. We need to tell him about the findings of our investigation. And it's also time to give him a response to the offer he made me.
Ah, you've returned. I hear that the issue has been resolved. Though this was a treacherous investigation indeed, we're most fortunate that no lives were lost. The Tenryou Commission has already attended to the danger at the warehouse. The investigation into Amanome Yuya should conclude soon. I do not believe he will be charged with any crime.
Wow, you sure kept your ear to the ground.
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer. Please, take a look at this blade.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon crafted using a long-lost blade forging art of the Kaedehara clan. By means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. I also promised him that I will continue to study and pass on the secrets of Ishin art. And so, it looks like I will likely continue with my journey across the nations, learning more about this blade as I go.
I see. I understand.
The Kaedehara clan has always been a family of bladesmiths, so it is only proper for me to continue on this path. Were I to accept your goodwill, I may find myself embroiled in conflicts between the shogunate and Sangonomiya. That would not suit me.
You misunderstand. That was most certainly not our intent.
I am aware, but I still desire to continue walking my own path.
Very well, I can understand. Then let's pretend this offer was never raised. However, if you should ever change your mind or find yourself in need of the Shogunate's assistance, please do not hesitate to inform me.
Great. Thank you for your generosity.
Where will you travel to next, Kazuha?
I'll probably take to the seas with Captain Beto again for now. As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
Oh yeah.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation.
Wait, I
with
got the
Mahita.
weapon.
Paimon was ready to ask her a million more questions, but didn't want to seem too pushy. Like, about these descenders. So, does that just mean people like you who come traveling to Teyvat from someplace else? And as for your brother... Whew, so many questions. Let's go find Nahida and see what else we can find out.
Let's take a look at this blade first. Oh yeah, baby. I don't know how good this weapon is. Oh, it's maxed. Oh yeah. I just want to use my Mystic enhancement, honestly. Probably just level it up to level 70. Oh, never mind. Level 60 it is. Oh, yeah. I'm probably gonna call it a stream. It's been a long one. But hopefully you guys have enjoyed. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. I might consider streaming Star Rail soon, but as of now, so I'm gonna be Genshin until I catch up. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.